crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. Yeah, I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto. It's the crypto commandments. It's the crypto commandments. I can teach you something that you don't know. The rules of making money off crypto.
Alright, this ain't financial advice, but we've been land banking. The expansion on the mansion is nice. If you never took a chance in your life and you want some Bitcoin, I can knock a few grand off the price. Yeah, that's cool. Yep. Here's rule number 1, be cautious, cause there's some shit you've never done. Rule number 2, only invest what you wanna lose. Like that money with the chick you blew on a cruise. Rule number 3, buy the rumor. Sell the news, cause the noobs get enthused. See, we read stock charts, watch tickers, and do fundamentals. Rule number 4, watch the price and make a move when it's on the floor. Look like the Robin Hood app was stealing from the poor. My one talk too much, know everything. Partner told me Bitcoin was over when it hit 4 bands. I said, you're a plan, I ran and bought more, man. The same dude said it was a short squeeze and his brain got popped over GameStop stock when that thing got dry. Rule number 5, if you buy it and it take a dive, buy more, double down, that'll decrease your cost average, your boss savage, but I ain't acting like I ain't lost cabbage. My thoughts be tossing darts and you can learn from my experiences with all seriousness, which leads me to rule number 6, never use an online wallet for your grips, not Coinbase or none of that shit, these is chips. Secure insured website, you could call it that. My niggas breaking in the app should get your wallet hacked. I said I need a favor. My man gave me an encrypted code he wrote down on a piece of paper, and that's 250 of them in a paper wallet. He owed me one, he try and make it solid, huh? Rule number 7, if you're scared, go to church and get the money to the reverend. Yeah, scared money don't make none, and real money don't mean none. I'm in Vermont, rare honey with Dunny shooting a skeet gun. Mommy got a unique physique with the feet done. She keep the toes out. I had XRP holdings, she said close out. Which leads me to rule number 8, you can move on the price or you can move on the weight or the trade value. You know the way I do. Buy some new shit, I pull up there like, hey, how are you? Shit, rule number 9, remember this ain't the stock market. Be in it for the long haul. Buy some altcoins, I got ETH at 150. He welterweight, he got beef at 150. You don't wanna rock, man. Look, I got this Glock and the ring off the blockchain. Fat boy with the pants on, think he slim. The pinky ring look like an inky rim. Getting crypto money out the ATM. Y'all niggas still doing cash money, that's baby now. Yeah, rule number 10, don't be stingy, share the money with the friend. Let your partner know when to sell and when to spend. That's how we all win.
What's up, party people in the house? Just chillin'. About to see if we can put out some good vibes today, because everything's going good, wonderful, and well, and we just been chilling. Till I see some, you know, I'll be so, I don't want to say short-tempered. Headphones so loud, I don't need them no more. I ain't short-tempered. I want to wait to see if a few people come rolling through today. We got some good stuff popping off this evening and also this weekend. So, you know me, I'm about to get comfortable. I just stepped in here, told myself I was about to go live. Let me get comfortable real quick. Because I've been grinding, and man, y'all know how it is when you've been grinding. When you've been working hard, trying to make something, finish a job, finish a task, and you in the grind, you know what I'm saying? So actually what I noticed I haven't done in the last few days is one of the keys to even being myself. What's up, Zane, Dave, King? It's one of the keys to just even being myself, you know what I'm saying? I haven't just relaxed. I haven't just decompressed. I mean, let me get my video in there. Like, you know, I just been working. I don't even be thinking about nothing else but hitting my goal. Everything else don't matter. And now we got a small community of people vested in the idea of the project. And so now the ball ain't only in my hands. I go to sleep and I wake up and I see dudes working to make this project a success. That's beautiful. I don't know where you get that at, but in this new stuff we doing in the crypto space, where everyone, people could position themselves to stand to benefit more than me from this endeavor. Let's just be clear on that. And so that's what a fair launch is. Anybody who wants to get, I had to crack these windows, let me just say. And I turned on my fan because I don't know why it's uncontrollably hot in here right now. I know I bought this new computer, and the one downside to this Alienware computer, it runs fast. It helped me do everything I need to do for VR development and everything. I can make those worlds in real time stuff now. Actually, when I'm building a VR space, I like using my headset better now, just actually being in the virtual world while you're building. But it put out so much heat, golly. Like when I fire something up like this, that computer get to forking out heat. So I just had to crack my little window, man. Like, come on now. Well, yeah, YouTube, get me up to speed. Shout out to the people watching on Facebook. Shout out to the people watching on StreamYard. And Zane, come on, you getting in that rap guy? All right, so look, who got? I got 5 on it, man. Because we can end all this today. Let's talk about it. We can end all this today. We still got 7 more days to get to our goal. Once we cross our soft cap, we ain't even really tripping no more. We told everybody what it was. We only need, like, come on now, a little bit more BNB, 37 more BNB to hit our soft cap. All right? We get 37 more BNB, we at our soft cap. So all the promotion, all the talking about that stuff, you won't see it no more because we don't have to hit 1,000 BNB. And when we start talking about the opportunity that this is, I throw out a few things in front of our real strong thinking community. And a lot of people tend to agree that launching with a small cap is going to benefit us more than launching with a big cap. Now, as I trailblaze and do this for the community, I want y'all to watch how I did it. Don't only contribute to it, but watch how I do this. So you can learn for the future how to also institute and implement the same type of plan. Because this ain't no self-gratification in this. Everybody who looked through the protocol see it ain't set up for us to get rich. If I'm a developer on the back end of cryptocurrency now, I could do other projects. And so this right here is the one that has the stamp and the seal of approval from Hieroglyphics. It's just branded by Hiero, and we've been keeping that logo pristine for the last 25 years. All the way down to the mayor's commemoration that I love to read sometimes when people don't understand how deep it goes. But I don't have to whip that out now. Let me see what my peoples are saying. Look, Jose got some yesterday. You feel what I'm talking about? Zane trying to get ready. Zane, just blood. I understand, Jose, because I only got certain groups that I shield in. And if people will click this button that say block and report user, if you get that click from multiple groups, you'll get banned for a short minute. But you know, shout out to the people who willing to shield for Hierocoin. I'm going to tell you like this, Jose. Once we hit that 250 saw cap, we're going to stop the outward invitations to this opportunity. Because let's talk about this. And if ain't nobody heard me yet, the boat about to sell off. I want that to be clear. This boat is about to leave this stop. We already are at close to 25% of our hard cap, which is all we need to qualify. We got 7 more days to pick up more passengers to go on this bumpless ride. It should very much so be bumpless from the way that these numbers are set up. And I want to talk about that for any of my crypto analysts out there, you feel me? Any of my YouTube, Facebook, StreamYard crypto analysis or analysts doing, looking at this, trying to see what it do. The dude sitting there with some coffee, chewing on a muffin, like, let me see what this ball is all about. I want y'all to peep game and dig in and see. So what I'll do right here is mute this Telegram. By the way, our Telegram group is up to 411 members, and we got, out of that 411 members, we have 223 contributions. That means out of a group, we got more than half the group's contributions. That's wonderful. But for these people, though, I want you to understand how to look all over the project. How to know what you're doing before you help us move these numbers. You feel me? I want you to know where to go get all the materials to show anybody that says anything. So, the hub for all of the information is hieroglyphics.com. I can swear if it ain't a heater on in this house right now. The hub for all of this information is hieroglyphics.com. You're going to find the light paper, which includes all of the information you really want to know about the project, bar, and what it intends to be. The roadmap is the time frame we intend to do things under. This roadmap is the time frame we intend to do things under. You can see if the things that we said we do in step 1 in the fall of 2021 would happen. See if we're on track with our roadmap. You can watch us through winter 2021 to see if we'll be on pace with our marketing and maintenance. You can follow all this stuff live to see what's up with the project. You can join our Telegram group right here, like I just showed you. Active, full of people who've all donated. And we have not donated. Ain't no donations going on over here. Donations is over. I mean, you can always contribute. I ain't turning that down. But I want people getting something back for contributions now. Why? Because what I've been talking about for the past few years. Cooperative economics. Cooperative economics. Hold on. Yeah. That's all I've been talking about. So somebody said, I will buy, I'll be in soon. Cool, Bobby Drake. I was just talking to somebody from Germany. He said it's from Berlin, so I don't even know. But I've been there before. But also, he was in Amsterdam now or something like that, and he was just in the group talking with us about how he's in on the project, and he met me in 1998. And I was like, dang, man, people from 1998 will stick around and support you 20 years later or however long. Longer than that, you feel me? That's crazy. That's just crazy. Like, I ain't seen, heard from nobody, but he's in on my project over 20 years later. That's just crazy. So yeah, that's what it's been. That's what it is. Now, if we got some people out there that's ready to move these numbers, we're gonna do this just how it is. I gotta ask me anything every time you see me popping. That's right. It's a ask me anything. Where you could do what? Ask me anything. Like, so where the money go? So how this happen? All of those questions are safe in a ask me anything. Transparency is key, and anybody who don't want to be transparent in situations like this, that's a red flag. When people like, I don't gotta show you the money. Well, have you contributed? If you ain't contributed, you don't need to know where the money go. What? You already know what you listening to when you hear that. So let's see if we're going to magically make these numbers move before I go into the metaverse. Oh, we about to do... I also need to announce... I guess this is about as up as my number's going to be. So I also need to announce to y'all that in Discord at 6 o'clock Pacific time, Tajay from the Souls of Mischief will be in front of a panel of investors and members of the Hierocoin community discussing Hierocoin bar. Because this investment group, Hierocoin, has not only investment group but blockchain developers have a good stake in Hierocoin, the fair launch of Hierocoin, and they're showing their members how to participate and be a part of what we're doing. So at 6 o'clock on Discord, if y'all can show those brothers some support by joining, because they're hosting an event to show people how to buy bar, that they would appreciate that too. And I would too. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah. Now with that said, I'm about to move the mic. Hold on. See what last beats we had up, because my beats are still open. Don't be mad, some music might come on any minute now. Any minute now. But this is not responding. That's why I like my new computer too, because I could go all over the world with this computer. I mean, you know, from doing everything I need to do in Hiero VR. I can open Hiero VR, open a video game, and be making a beat. This new computer's pretty strong. My cousin introduced me to Hiero in '99, and now I am with him. Told you, bruh. Jose, that's what I'm talking about. The Discord link will be shared in our Telegram group. So we got to work together. What that is doing is passing social currency around to each other. If y'all ain't in our Telegram group, you join our Telegram group, which means our numbers will be going up in our group. Then you'll find the link to the Discord group tonight. If you're already a member of our Telegram group, which I know Dave B is, then you know you'll be able to find it right up in there. So somebody said, I followed your steps for Coinbase and made that free crypto. I will put something with that and invest in Hiero. I appreciate it. Man himself, if you're just learning though, don't even trip. What you could do is just flip that and play with that. Also do the coin. I hope you've also did the coin market cap /earn EARN. You'll get more free crypto. And that's what I tell people, man. Like, if you're getting into this, the best way is to get into it with those free cryptos, because you learn how to send them places. You won't be mad, you feel me, if you sent it somewhere and you was just learning and you be like, I just learned the lesson, but I didn't learn it with my 20 G's of my own money. All right, this needs to be muted. After I respond to a person who's asking, when does the pre-sale stop? 7 days. Spread the word. Yep, because this is what we doing. Wallet made, drop the link, smash. All right, what you need the link to? All right, hold on, Zane. You got to buy some BNB first. Which wallet did you buy? All right, we need to get people in. I mean, I'm about to make a Zoom link. I know everybody ain't going to join, but I'm going to share a Zoom link so we can have a discussion. Got to close this beat. Because as I was talking about, the computer could do everything. It couldn't do anything. So we'll open up a Zoom. Yeah. Let me see. We'll open up a Zoom. Look. Join a dude talking about he gonna take some other crypto profits to get in. Somebody just join I mean, y'all join the group because this show we doing now is interactive. You could be in the chat and that's cool too. Oh, they saying I can't start video. I gotta use Streamlabs video for the Zoom, huh? So how that's about to work? Streamlabs virtual. Now I gotta. If y'all don't know how to do this when you on Zoom, y'all aware of starting y'all virtual camera, right? So let me start my virtual camera. And that should put the whole stream inside of the Zoom. Now it looks goofy right now, but when I go to a page like, too much teaching be going on over here, man. When I go to a page like this will be inside the Zoom. So dang, what's up, YouTube? Y'all ain't just blurting me out. Y'all can't get this out to more than the 10 people we got to. That's cool. I respect y'all for watching this. I'm going to stick around until they get it out to more people. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get them numbers up. Yeah, because we want to talk and get something popping. But I just got my Zoom open now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen. If anybody share the link. And if anybody want to tap in, it's all good. Copy link invitation. That's what that is. That is what that is. Let me see. I don't even shave no more, man. That's how I be looking, let them grays come out, boy. Show that knowledge and show them youngsters that I ain't no youngster like them, bro. I need you to see some of these grays. You feel me? But yeah, I was going to share this. If anybody want to tap into the Zoom and build while we get this live popping. I've been on for like 23 minutes so far. I'm about to see if anybody in the Telegram group want to build too. See if they got anything to say about let's see if anybody want to come in. Who cares? All right, let me read. I'm trying to read the comments, and I'm the comments. That's when you know ain't nobody in there. Hold on, let me go look now at this. Wow, there we go. So these are the numbers we about to magically move. You know, I don't believe in the shenanigans. I don't care what the algorithm trying to do. I already know when there's people out there and there's good people out there, this stuff could happen. It could just be one person watching you, and you'll be like, that was crazy, yo. I wonder who that was. I was talking. It was one person watching, and they moved the number from 213 to 218, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We looking for people with 5 on it. We need them 5 BNB contributions. We taking all they ain't contributions. It is. You're contributing to building but you're understanding you're buying into a pre-sale of a cryptocurrency. So that's something brand new. We got somebody we about to let in. I'm gonna make sure my audio is good. My brother's connecting his audio, and I'll make sure you guys can hear him. You can unmute your mic if you wish to. If not, no, you don't have to. But yeah, we just building. I'm gonna see if we get a group together in here or not. You know what I'm saying? While I'm just streaming and talking about the coin. So now I'm about to go share this group, this page. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. The brother says he's listening to the pod at work. Yeah, well, I'm also streaming live to YouTube, and we're going to see if we can make some of these numbers move while we do our thing. And explain to people a few other good things that we got going on. Not only are we streaming on YouTube, we're on Facebook. And I think somebody else. Oh, we're on Facebook and on StreamYard. So it is what it is. Showing people just how to get through a UniCrypt pre-sale. I think one of the main problems people were having was switching networks. And when you connect your wallet, they're going to ask you to choose a network. But I'm always doing this on a PC. Ah, there we go. Magically move them numbers. What I tell you, numbers don't get moved until we get on live, because that's how the universe works. You think I'm playing? All right, I told you it could be one person, bruh. You don't have to trip. Especially if y'all people like me. And I know it's people, we like it. You know, you ain't the only person like yourself in the universe. So we just got up to 217 right when I was saying it. See how this works? So do y'all see how this works? Do you believe in yourself? I know you believe in yourself. I'm so confident, I ain't even tripping. And now the people are buying in and showing that they believe is just excellent. If y'all get into the people, dude, this is the best Telegram group in the world. We can't let nobody mess it up. Like, we're going to be so much bigger than the Shib army. We're going to be so much bigger than all of these other things, if you ask me. But what we cannot do, like when bad energy come in, we just got to hurry up and nip it in the buds. Because we got something good blossoming now. And we don't want detractors to take us away. I'm about to go show the group what just happened while we went live. Every time I go live, I'm not taking credit for this. You get credit for this. Okay? Whoever just made that contribution. But we're going to, somebody else coming in the Zoom. But we're going to keep it popping. We're going to keep it moving. And we're going to make sure we do this live for the people to see how real energy moves. You feel me? We're going to let them see how this works. We're going to get way past this 220 beat. Matter of fact, if y'all really ready to stand up, somebody just put 5 on it. I want to know who that was. So if somebody say, that was me who just put that 5 on it, you don't have to. But I thank you anyway. Shout out to whoever just joined the Zoom, connecting your audio. If you just connect your mic, if you want to speak, feel free. Let me make sure I can hear you. I don't hear nobody talking in the Zoom though. So it must just be me. If you do intend to talk, MRC, oh yeah, are you unmuted your mic? Maybe it's just me. Hold on. Are you speaking?
Sorry. I'm a bit confused. One moment.
Oh, it's all good. Well, how you doing? Where you tapping in from?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. How you doing?
All right. Yeah. Greetings from Turkey, man.
Oh yeah, that's my man from Turkey. We just connected inside of the group, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So I want to get a little info if you don't mind. How did you hear?
Yeah, that's fine. Just let me do my audio settings, because I'm new here on my laptop and I connected to my studio speakers. All right, give me a sec. Sorry for that, man.
It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how we do. We just moved up 5 more BNB while we was talking, close to 5 BNB, 4 BNB. That's all good. We're at 217 BNB, and we're steamrolling along. Got 7 days to reach our goal. So it's
Yeah.
looking lovely. We're just so you know, we're broadcasting right now live to YouTube as well. So we got a small YouTube audience, and this Zoom is free for anyone with questions to join in and ask me anything.
All right. Yeah, now I got you.
All right, you good?
Yeah, now it's fine, man. Now I hear you.
So-
Maybe I get some headphones for the feedback loop, right?
Okay, if you yeah, I got headbacks for my feedback, headphones for my feedback. But I just want to know little things like let's wait till you get your headphones.
Almighty. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
Yeah, little stuff like, how'd you hear about this project in Turkey? And I know you told me before, but it'd be good to explain it to the people.
Yeah, I'm a very old fan of hieroglyphics, you know. I'm from Berlin originally, and I went to the concert. You had a tour there in 98 or something. I think it was Dell, and I can't remember all the stuff, man. But yeah, I'm a long-time supporter, man. And then I found out on Facebook, man. I checked the Facebook page, and there was something like the pre-sales live, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on there, man?" And I thought it was a joke because there were some some laughing smileys and stuff like that. Yeah, and then I went to the Telegram group, and I was like, "Wow, that's serious stuff, man. That's super dope. I never thought I would connect to hieroglyphics with a crypto project, man.
Yeah,
that's insane."
Well, I appreciate that. And so, is there a thriving hip hop community in Turkey, or how does that work?
Yeah, there's a lot of young cats, but it's more like all that trap stuff, you know, it's going on here. But it's kind of dope because it intertwines with the traditional Turkish music a little bit, and the young cats are really hot, man, and they're going worldwide with Spanish cats and Latin Americans and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on, and even some boom bap stuff, you know, some old school stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. What about the crypto space?
Turkey is really, really hot into the crypto because the Turkish lira is on a really crazy inflation at the moment, man. It's really bad. It's losing like 20 to 30% each month. So a lot of people are going to crypto, man, especially to Bitcoin. Yeah. Or DeFi projects. Yeah. Okay,
that's cool. I see we have another member. Vanessa stepped in. If you want to speak, feel free. If not, just mute your mic when others are talking, and it's all good. Ask me anything. If you want to know more about the project, let us know. It's all good. Yeah. Oh, no. Somebody's DJ said, sorry, they was unmuted in the Zoom. No, that's all good, DJ. I just mute people when they come in to take away from background talking. And so right now I don't want people to misunderstand the opportunity that we have here. If we think that it's got past our better judgment that this project may indeed be around for some time, we need to start talking about the opportunity it is at getting in at such a small market capital. And so when I raised this question to the group earlier, I was wondering, do we actually really want to hit 1,000 BNB? Because once we hit the market, we're dealing with multiples. You know, when you're into crypto, you like to make small percentages, but you really want I don't want to forecast anything, and I'm never doing that. But what we always want is a 10 times, a 20 times, 100 times. That's what a lot of us are in the crypto space for, as far as potential gains are concerned. Now, having the opportunity to reach those type of gains on a project with I don't even want to say an opportunity, but we'll discuss why. I'm just talking about that. But having maybe the probability or possibility to reach those type of numbers with a project with a really good use case and a system that should bring scarcity to the token. It being at $90,000 market capital right now means that we 10x at 900,000. You see what I mean? That's nothing in the crypto space. Furthermore, it means we'd be 100xing at 9 million. Was at 90,000, we'd 100x at 9 million. You see what I'm saying? Not 90 million, that's 1,000x. So we'd be 100xing at 9 million if we had 90,000 right now. And let me know if that's wrong, because like I said, I'm just doing it in my head, and people got calculators, but I believe that that's correct. And so again, that's why I call people into here. That's definitely correct, but I want people to double check that to make sure we ain't going blowing no smoke at nobody. And so think about it. If we sell up to the 1,000 BNB, and each BNB is worth 650. Our market cap starting at 650,000. Now it's much harder to just get to 10 times. You see what I'm saying? Because we got to get to 6.5 million just to get to 10 times. But in the other scenario, by the time we got to 9 million, if we started with 90K, then there's a lot more money in the scenario. And again, we got more people in here who contribute. And what do you think that's? What is 9 million on 90K? 100 times, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear. You're muted right now, bro.
Yeah. It's 100 times, right? 10 times is 900K, and 100 times is 9 million K.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. And so saying that, I mean, again, we don't project, or we don't want anyone to be act like we're sitting here talking about we're going to do 100 times. But we're simply saying that launching with a smaller market cap on a certified true project that's going to actually, I mean, you know, it's going to be here. I can't close down my whole career and be like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be seen through to whatever extent we could. And so one would say, what would the possibilities of us just getting to, let's start at 900,000. You know, that happens in one day in the crypto space with fair launches. I actually, believe it or not, I actually participated in a launch that went to like 2 billion in one day. And we even see some of this in some of the, I don't know if we're familiar with some of these rug pulls that have happened recently, but you see how high Squid Games went up to in a matter of days. It's definitely not a comparable, and it's not me saying we're going to do it like that. It's simply saying in the crypto space, market capital can grow with a snap of a finger. You know what I mean? And so talking about a projection of 900,000, most crypto people will probably slap you and be like, no, that's if your project is real, you're gonna be far out of the hundreds of thousands column. Like if your project is real and if this DAO system is sustainable, I think entertaining at least a 9 million market cap is definitely not acting. It's not blowing smoke on nobody. You know, we could possibly actually reach that in a year's time, you know what I'm saying? If not sooner.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. So what's your plan for the future? You mentioned something in the chat, like you want to fund some musicals or stuff like that. I know that was just some brainstorming idea, but yeah, you have any ideas for it?
Yeah, we
have
have
value to the project.
Exactly. We have wonderful ideas that are going to bring value to this project, and awesome, I'm glad. Thanks for asking, so I can expose it to people, because BAR is really the currency for a DAO that we intend to build. It is funding the build of this DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization called Hierocoin DAO, where we're funding artistic projects as a collective. For members to get their projects funded, they simply have to gain 51% of the approval of the DAO members. So this will be really good. And now we'll talk about The reason why bar was created so that it can be the currency of the DAO, so that we can implement a system of scarcity that I don't want to implement on another person's token. I'd rather be on both sides of this, and I'll show you why. It's because we need the token to crowdfund the build of the DAO. And so we want the scarcity system of the DAO to in return to reward those people who bought in the bar that possibly don't even want anything to do with the musical picking, choosing, and funding the arts. They just might think it's a really good use case, but don't want to be on the governance panel, so to speak. And so in return, we using bar as the currency of the DAO because of how our system works. So let me break this down and show exactly how this will bring tons of scarcity, should stabilize the price, and keep it on an upward trajectory if this system works. The first key to our DAO system that makes it work is the fact that we're going to take the funds raised in providing a liquidity pairs between bar and BNB. Because if you provide a liquidity pool, besides what's happening, you get the gas fees for that trading pair. So over a year's time, we're going to pump 100% of those fees earned into the DAO fund. Not 50%, but only 100% of that initial pool. We want people to be clear on that. We're going to erect other pools over the year, and all of those liquidity pools, those just own to whoever erected the liquidity pool. Furthermore, anyone can erect a liquidity pool or join your liquidity pool. So if their trading pair is, if someone else has a lot of bar and they want to join the liquidity pool, they would knock down our percentages from 100% of that pool to however many tokens they put in. But I don't want to go off track. So when we pump these fees into the DAO, we're going to automatically transfer them from BNB, which they're raised into bar with every transaction. It'll be automated into our contract. What this is doing is taking the fees we raise, changing them into our currency, and then taking a portion of our currency off the market in this system, because what is being bought is being placed into the DAO and locked on that smart contract until 51% of the people approve to take it off. So now we got the DAO already being funded without people even interacting with it. What I mean is this could happen for 6 months until the number in that DAO gets to a point where people are kind of like, I don't want to say forced to join, but the incentive is so high after so long that people will be like, okay, there's like 200,000 in this DAO and they don't even got no members in it yet. And they talking about it 51% approve, you know what I'm saying? Then you get to do something. So it's just like launching with low market capital. More people will want to be in the DAO when the numbers are lower than when they are higher in order to access the money. And so just to add, there will be proposal submission fees in the currency bar also being locked onto the DAO. So yeah, you can access the money, but you got to write a proposal to do it. And in order to write a proposal, you need to pay a bar fee that's getting put in the DAO anyway. So everyone should feel comfortable about paying that fee. It just makes the pot go up. And lastly, it's going to be a little bit different than other DAOs in the way that most other DAOs just have a staking requirement. We possibly might double those requirements from a staking requirement and a contribution requirement. And my arguing point here would simply be that I have not found the DAO that will grant you funds. There are other DAOs that lend money. You can collateralize your tokens, but we're talking about giving people large sums of tokens just by getting 51% of the approval of their peers. And so since this is something that is highly exploitable, one of the safeties has to be a contribution fee put in place. And I could expound on that next after I let somebody else get a word in. But I definitely want to expound on how the contribution fee to the DAO must be mandatory in order to prevent 51% attacks from bigger DAOs who can just envelop your DAO with their members and drain all the money out. You see what I mean? But I'll surrender the floor, see if anybody else want to get a word in. Well, I guess not. You know, I'm just building and I'm on my YouTube, so it's cool. Don't feel no pressure to chime in or talk. I also got my audiences that I need to try to cater to. I see Jose is saying, lower supply just means shorter distance to the moon. Thank you, Jose. People understand what I'm talking about when I say we should, and let's keep these numbers moving, y'all. We just hit 217, but we need, this is the I Got 5 on it campaign. So if you got 5 BNB, you can hop right in, right, and tell us, and I'll give you instructions. I'll stop everything what we're doing. If you already know how to kick in, just kick in. And we're talking about not possibilities even. I don't even want to call them possibilities. It would be immature to be saying, yo, 100K is actually possible. It is, but I don't want to do that. It's irresponsible, and it would be best for us to look at mathematics and then look at crypto charts and compare and see. Let's go see who got a 9K market cap right now. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I'm going to share my screen as we go over coin market cap, and we're going to compare with coins at a $9 million market capital. For us at this very moment, $9 million market capital would be 100 times everyone's money who contributed to the pre-sale. We can't say anything for the people who wait for it to hit pancake swap. We don't know how long it will take this market capital to rise, but we're going to go find some. Look how far down the list I got to go to find a crypto that only got 9 million in it. I'm probably going to hit number 78, y'all, meaning I'm going 78 pages back into the cryptos, and I bet you they still got more than that. Okay, that's the last page. Good. I'm glad I went that far back. So now we can start from the smallest market cap cryptos on their list. And what we're about to do here is a little bit of research to see what companies have reached a goal that we would be at 100 times our investment if we got there. And so I got the 72 and nothing happened. And this is the type of research I'll be doing, and I have to. Not I often do, but I be doing. Let me see. All right, here we come. Come on, just bear with me. I might have went a little too far back, but we want to see. Because we in the 6,000s. Yeah, that's definitely too far back. But let me see how soon I could get there. Anyway, while I'm doing this, if everybody wants to know my formula for projections, it should be just like everyone's formula for projections when buying into a new crypto. After you're finished vetting the project and you know that you're not buying into something that they hold 50% of the tokens behind their back. As soon as we buy them, they're just going to dump another 50% of the tokens on the market. Well, then you can start coming to use tools like these to figure out your potential gain in a young project. And I do this all the time, but right now I'm just small talking while I try to get to the materials I needed. I just went way too far back. And hopefully some market capital start popping up here. I'm down in the, but we're going to be above all of these. I don't care what nobody say. These dudes with $15,000 trading volume in a day? Nope. Allow me to be myself and just extremely confident in what we placed into this. I don't want to become distasteful. I just want people to be like, yo, you kidding me? Like, that's what I'm like. Some of this stuff like bizarre money. Come on, dude. I'm not going to be, this is going to be the project that brings integrity to the Binance Smart Chain, actually. Not on a small level. There's nothing comparable on there. Look, our logo and crew has been certified and branded for the past 25 years for giving wonderful contributions to our field, but also being, forget it. Also being technologically advanced and, having one of the first websites in hip-hop in 1995. I'm not going to waver on what I'm looking for, but I'm sorry that I had to scroll on the screen for so long to possibly get to what I'm looking for. Probably was a faster way. Hey, we got my man Crypto Assassin joining in the Zoom. And I can't see the Zoom right now, Crypto Assassin. If you want to talk, just feel free to unmute yourself, hook up your mic. And if you don't want to say nothing, just leave your mic on mute, and it's all good. What's up, though? I'm still going through the documents. I went way too far back. And I don't know a faster way.
Yo, what kind of market cap you looking for, man?
Which one do we want?
What was it, around like 7 million or something?
No, I definitely. I want to find those who are at about 9 million. If you can find that.
9 million. I found some with 6 million.
Okay, great. Yeah. I'm going to unshare my screen real quick and look at yours. And I'll just make this big. Yeah. You found some. What are the name of those tokens then? You can just tell me that.
It's Mega Cryptopolis.
All right, and
yeah, I'll just project.
Mega Crypto?
Mega Cryptopolis, just Mega.
All right.
Yeah, that was the closest I found with 9 million.
That's great. You found it rather quick too. Thank you. And so, what number are they on the list? I wonder. So just take this for instance. It's at $29 a pop.
Yeah, that's it.
I never even heard of this. It's on ETH. Let's go look at their use case. I'm diving into their website real quick. All right, Decentralized City Builder D-App game. So it's another attempt to enter into the gaming space, which is very cool. It's very cool. I'm going to click done here. But we also have to understand how the gaming space works. I don't have any shade to throw on this. I don't know if they are real or just a sham. We're definitely not vetting the project here. All we're doing is seeing what type of ideas convince people to pump enough market capital in them to get up to like 6 million. This one is at about 6 million. So if we go look at right now it's not showing for me, but you probably used a better tool than I'm using. I'm using Coin Market Cap. And
I prefer CoinGecko. CoinGecko is a little bit more precise in my opinion, man. Yeah, and I work a lot with CoinGecko with my portfolio and how much percentage I win, and I got all the coins and all the basic stuff. Yeah.
Okay, and then now I forget the Mega.
Yeah, Mega.
Okay, I'm on CoinGecko now, and now we're looking at Mega, and they do have more numbers here. We see they have a 6 million market cap, like we was talking about. Now, if that game probably hasn't been around. I don't know. No disrespect to them. It's not a slight. They probably haven't been around for that long, and they possibly. Well, let's just think of the life of games in general. What is the average duration of a game in general? If it doesn't repeat sequels every year, like let's even think about how big Fortnite got and where it is now. It's still incredibly huge, but they have had to do things to keep up with the times. What do you think the average, something like Decentraland will be different. It's not really a game, and it'll always ever expand. But when we start putting our money onto crypto game tokens, like what is the duration of our investment normally, I wonder? You know what I mean? Like how much people be thinking they about to make off that? For how long and what amount of time?
Yeah, it depends, man. I don't know about that project. I just had it on my watch list because somebody mentioned it, but I haven't checked it out thoroughly. So I don't really know what they're about. Just I knew they're into gaming, but there are great other projects like Meta Hero, for example. I think Meta Hero will be great. They have some kind of 3D scanning. You can put a person inside a room and then they 3D scan you, and then they got you into a metaverse, and then that's a lot of possibilities in there. You know, you can, for example, try some shoes virtually, and then they send it over to you with Amazon or something like that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
Yeah,
which platform was that?
it was Meta Hero, just Hero,
All right,
but it's much bigger.
I'm gonna look them up. And so using CoinGecko, I am able to find things about the 9 million. Just to give a perfect example of why this is not necessarily fluffing or shilling. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just simply the facts when it comes down to it. So on the screen, we see a bunch of, and I don't know how good people can see that, so I'll try to magnify it. But on the screen, we see a bunch of 9 million market cap cryptos and less, or 999 million. But even still, some of these use cases are simply going to be repeat use cases of bigger cryptos with nothing but a different branding. Taste NFT. I don't want to, again, this is not my intent to knock any of these projects. I'm simply doing a comparison for people to see how easy it will be us. If we ain't in the top 1,000 cryptos, then I'm not happy. But I pretty think we have a use case that could possibly rival the majority of these. And to put some proof in the pudding, I want to see what exactly some of these companies are. Don'tBuyMeme.com. Looks like an NFT marketplace. Like any of us could make an NFT marketplace in the next 10 minutes. Matter of fact, I could just make an NFT marketplace for this video. And so this is what I'm saying. This is not a unique use case. No disrespect to the project. How to stake meme. So we're possibly going to be staking their NFTs on their place in order to blah, 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 blah. Like, you feel me? I know all I'm saying is we could definitely get amongst their ranks and not, if not higher. You know, let me see what's up with the Zoom. Okay, yeah. Somebody is straight in the YouTube putting up. I wish I had a moderator. All right. Yeah, I just have to get through that. But you know, it is what it is. Shout out to the what I see. It say 17 people on YouTube. Shout out to y'all for looking. Anybody got comments or anything? Can't no moderator kick dude out? I need to make somebody a moderator real quick. I'm just turning on some moderators real quick. I know my folks know how to moderate. I'm just turning on some moderators in case we get people coming in with that naked videos like they doing. Yeah, Nano, you can add a mod. Thank you, Nano. Nano gonna hold me down. But yeah, it's cool. Nano's one of the 3D builders we got helping us build Hyro VR. I don't know if you know much about Hyro VR, but now this is a good chance for me to build on that a little bit, because our currency will serve as also a metaverse currency in Hyro VR. But in all reality and likelihood, I don't want to invest too much more in building this out. I'd rather go another route. We're going to leave it up and let the people build it out, but I don't want to invest too much more in trying to build this out. Instead, I think we'll be smarter to go and take our moves into Decentraland. This is just a little playroom or nothing. But we're gonna take our choose a scene. My favorite scene started back working again. And we got a new entrance into the Zoom. That's Todd Lee coming in. Peace, Todd Lee. And we also got a mod entering the room as I try to give an example of my pages that don't appear to be loading. Let me see. So in this Hiero VR, right? Check this out. This is the epiphany I had. I was built this and we spent a lot of time working on this, right? But then I had an epiphany like, yo, it's been so hard to get people in here over the past year that instead of, now it's working, instead of building this out, I mean, let it stay, let the people build it out. But what I want to do is build a country in another metaverse. See, somebody got a black screen. They don't know why their screen is all black because I tried to load a scene that wasn't prepared to load. Oh, there it goes. My favorite scene. Why it ain't loading? See? I hate this. So these are some of the kinks that I got. Oh, there it go. It loaded. But the cold part, it was loading me in the... All right, so this is my favorite build on Hiero VR. So I want to import this into Decentraland. It's already built. This is my 3D scene built. It ain't finished. We're going to funk it out a lot better. But when people walking through Decentraland, dude, and this is what I'm going to do to make it hella clean. Hey, me, myself, and you, thanks for joining the presentation. Y'all, I'm behind you. Can you see me? Turn around. I don't think they can hear me. Oh, there they go. I'm over here, y'all. See, people don't be believing it's real. Then they come in and be like, it's really real. Hiero VR. Hey, stay out of my sacred places, though, B. You ain't going to know how to get in there anyway. Let me show him how to get in there. He won't know how to get in here. He's going to be like, how'd you do that? Told you. I know all the tricks. But we're going to hide things into these worlds. And it ain't finished being built. But let me get back to what... Let me just go back over there and tell you what. See, they trying to see how you do that. You got to know how to teleport. But let me get back over here and discuss. You see all this free land? It won't be free land at one point. And this is cold because somebody actually was standing in Egypt saying this one day. This is how I know we live in a simulation. I don't care what y'all believe. And I'm proving it by manifesting, dude. When I first started these projects, I told y'all what it was going to transpire by December. I told my small little following what was going to happen in the simulation by December. Because I'm starting to see things. See, dude's still trying to figure out how to get up the steps over there. And that's going to be good because we're going to do it like that for when we hide shit. Excuse my language. When we hide stuff in our metaverse, like I got hella stuff hidden. I could go floss some dude. He gonna be like, how you do all that? But the point of what I'm saying, and look at these broken links. I don't want none of this. I like how I got the light hitting off that though, but since I went to copy real ancient Egyptian metal nature off of the walls, right? So people who are into it can really actually read it when they put on their goggles. But some of these links are breaking, and I just can't have that in the metaverse. It'll just look so generic. You feel me? Like, what? And so that's why we're still in development and stuff. But my point, can I please build on my point? Because it's genius, y'all. And we're going to need y'all help doing this. This is what we need y'all help doing. This is what we need your help doing, for real. Can't do it all by ourselves. I'm going to go to the top of the pyramid and just talk to y'all. Look, dude gonna wonder how to get up here, but you can't get up here, bro. I am the king of this world. You can't get up here. Now, I will address the nation from on the top of this pyramid once I erect it in Decentraland, y'all. Now listen to the master plan me and my man Nano been coming up with. We're going to take all of this. This ain't even, he figured it out. He just turned into fly mode. You just flew up on me, homie. Who told you how to fly? You wasn't supposed to know how to fly. Now I'm typing fly in. I just disabled fly mode on them. It says disabled, but they still flew. So you must got on the headset, huh? Me, myself, and you. Welcome to the top of my pyramid. We also could go up to the Hiero sign. I'm going to take this into Decentraland, but we need a lot more work. I got to get my avatar man working because we got these silly robots. And I don't want to deal with the silly robots no more. You feel me? Okay. .com coming in the group. Oh, if any of you guys want to come into this metaverse, just simply follow that link on your screen right now. I'll repeat it. I'll make it very easy. You don't even have to follow that link. Just do this. Open up another browser. Type hiero.link and enter these numbers you see on the screen to show just how real this is. Hiero.link. And I can't forget, we're in a fun rate. We're moving these numbers. When I look back, we should be past 220 BNB. Because that's the type of support moves like this demand. But not only demand, somebody else coming in the group, it's demanding you to take part in what we just all realized that this project could do. If we just looked at other cryptos that was at 9 million, then we know we got to just compare to them. They not even on my list of the type of cryptos I want to be amongst. You think this is a stop or a start to what we're trying to do? Launching the crypto ain't a start. Ain't the start or the stop. I started this 7 years ago. This is not the goal to just launch. I want to be amongst the top 100 cryptos. What's up? All right, let me move my screen because I see we have somebody coming to the Zoom. They might want to build in peace. I see James in the building. I see .com and I see Amar. How are y'all doing today? Anybody want to tap in, want to say something? Or are we just listening? That's all good too. But feel free to chime in and ask me anything about this project we got going on here.
You got me making avatars in Hiero VR now.
Oh, okay. You started doing that already? Hey, well, that'd definitely be wonderful. Let me open up an application. I got this Blender app. Are you familiar with, not an app, but a program? Are you familiar with Blender?
I know that it's a 3D render modeling program. I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, it's not that hard. There's a lot of good YouTube tutorials, but it's definitely useful for creating the 3D type of worlds that we're going to need to populate our land in like Decentraland. So when I start talking about migrating the things that we build in Hiero VR over to land that we buy in Decentraland, the goal is to have enough holders buy land in the same area to where we could build a country in all types of decentral worlds. You feel me? So we could have I don't know how the sandbox work, but if they're selling land in the sandbox, we could have a country in there and a country in Decentraland. And by a country, I mean a particular plot of land in their metaverse that runs off of our currency. Furthermore, I even gave the thought to have some developers write a script so that any barcode holders' voices would even sound like it's speaking a foreign language inside of that metaverse, which is very easy. They would just code like Charlie Brown voice into our audio. You know what I'm saying? The reason why is because people would be like, holy crap, I just walked up into a section in the metaverse where there's a bunch of people congregating using a currency to interact with all of these cool things that they have on their land, and it even appears as if they're using another language in the metaverse. I just think that'd be really cool.
I'm bugged out on the whole concept, but I've been preaching my nerdy Minecraft shit this whole time, so this to me is mind blowing.
Oh, I'm about to show you something because it's not that. It's not. It might be nerdy, but it's not unuseful. We do got 6 people in here who joined in with us. A lot of them trying to figure out how to make it to the top of the pyramid, and somebody's up here with me, myself. Okay, if you're watching the video or if you hear me through the screen in our meta world or whatever you want to call it, that's unfinished. You can simply hold. If you're on a computer, you can hold the space bar. Me, myself, and you should be able to tell you how to fly because for some reason I can't fly. And I thought I pressed the fly. I think you just type fly, F-L-Y, casual fly, / fly. See, / fly, toggle fly mode, F-L-Y. Oh, he already had his fly mode on. So that means now I can fly, right? Yeah, there you go. So now people can fly. So now it's easy. I can go down to these people. But look, I hid hella stuff inside the pyramid and forgot how to get in it. Anyway, I appreciate that y'all are in this. I'll take y'all to a spooky room. Y'all are all get scared. Let me show you what I mean.
Hey, yo, John.
Peace. How you doing? Who is that?
It's James.
James, how are you?
Man, how you doing?
Pretty good, thanks. What's going on?
I got a question for you. I got a noisy son in the background, so if I gotta,
no, we know how parenting is. We can ignore that. Good, what's up?
Hold on, once.
Okay.
All right, look. So here's my question, right? I'm questioning. I get down with the metaphysics. I get down with like psychedelics. I get down with someone that has been in altered states. I don't know if you're familiar with those type of things, but I always think about Egypt and like these pharaohs and these kings. I always wonder, have they crossed over into these higher levels of consciousness? And my question for you is, do you think they have? Because a lot of things make me feel like it's analogous to the present day government. Like if we was an alien and we came to this planet and we said, take us to the person that has the highest level of knowledge, and it wouldn't be our president, that whoever is in charge is never the ones that have the deepest information. Like the ones always that know the deepest information are like in the shadows, and their perspective is like, I can't give this to the regular common folk. That if I told the regular common folk X, Y, and Z, they would think I was crazy. So now I'm kind of thinking of Egypt like it's sensationalized that these pharaohs and these kings are the actually ones that are the quote unquote gurus, are the people that like Sadhguru or whoever, you know what I mean? That they're the real ones, the highest level of understanding are like these small pockets outside of royalty, outside of the government, outside of that. What would you say to that?
It would be wise to maybe presume what you're saying is true because as we see the way things are recorded politically and it's always to favor the I'm trying to change the scene, but I'm messing everybody up. It's always to favor the pharaoh, or to make them look as if they were the one who really had the connection to divinity or whatever they were supposed to have connections to. You see what I'm saying? And so even if we look at a lot of different recordings of the pharaoh's interactions, the reason why I wanted to actually go into one of these rooms is because I have a secret knowledge room hidden in here. I wanted to reveal it for the people, but when I tried to go in there, it wouldn't let me in. But what I was going to show you pertaining to what you was talking about were some rites of initiation into these higher ranks that the average Egyptian, or the average Egyptian who dealt with things from a metaphysical level, could actually experience and go through. It was processed. One would call in modern day Rosicrucianism the stretching of the cord, which could be misunderstood by those Rosicrucianists who actually don't know the language. I know the language of the ancient Egyptian, and we find stretching of the cord to also be a physical measurement, a way to take physical measurements, as well as to clean out a sacred space to perform things like channeling, and I don't want to say astral projection, but yeah, channeling, astral projection, and all of the such. Now, when I made this room, I don't know if y'all seeing what I'm seeing on my screen, but when we did this room, it didn't have this really bright light in here like this. And so let me talk to you guys about something, since and not to filibuster, but I'll pass the floor back to you, James, in a moment. But this is just one of the anomalies of the metaverse right now. This is crazy to me, dog. Like, I might have on my VR headset, right? I will be in this room in the metaverse by myself, and I'll hear something or something. And I'll be like, yo, what the heck? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I got on my VR headset, so everything in this actual room would appear to me like I'm really there. And so once I looked, I'd like seen something out the corner of my eye in the metaverse, and I started to think that, yo, as you go further and further into this simulation, the more possible you make it for the people who understand how to do things like that to just come in and just play around with you. Again, I know I'm filibustering a bit, but you know, that's where it led me. I'm trying to.
Yeah. All right. My other question for you is, the question of, like, two parts of the question, like, if I ask you, would you want to be president of the United States? My assumption was you're going to be like, hell nah. And I apply that same thinking to the pharaohs. Like, man, you're not at a higher level of consciousness if you're obsessed with ruling other people, like preserving this bloodline. So from my perspective, being a quote unquote king has nothing to do with blood. It has to do with vibration. The vibration of your frequency that you're vibrating at, and that you can preserve it in a family for so long, but laws of the universe is going to take effect at some point, and there's all these type of laws that's going to keep balance. But it's like, man, so I'm like fascinated by why would these people be so obsessed with being a ruler and preserving this bloodline and this king thing, when it just seems like anyone that's very, say, the highest level king is the king of oneself, and when you start being the king of other people, all it brings is stress, problems, consequences, all these things. And you would say, man, I don't want to rule, and I don't want to be famous. Most people say, basically, I want money. Like, I want success. I want the freedom to do what I want to do and live my life. But to be famous in the spotlight, what light could you shed on what do you think the obsession is with these great kings and pharaohs? Especially if you have any type of sense of higher knowledge. It makes it more interesting. Like, if you're flirting with these higher level concepts and consciousness, how are you then obsessed with bloodlines and rulership? Because it seems like those are opposite of each other.
Yeah, well, from my research and my limited understanding, I come to the conclusion that a lot of that was other cultures forecasting or superimposing what they believed was the case back onto ancient Egyptian cultures, particularly when it comes to talk about preserving the bloodline. We do find I only do primary source information when it comes down to studying ancient Egypt, and what we find in primary texts, particularly the Amarna tablets. We find King Amenhotep III tell a Mitanni king that, look, bro, the Mitanni king sent Amenhotep III 318 Mitanni women in order to be, in his harem, which was actually a good thing, not a bad thing, but that's another story. And in return, he asked would he send Egyptian women, and Amenhotep III responded that we don't do that. He was like, we don't send our women to no foreign kings to do whatever. And so if someone want to use this as a source to prove that they didn't want to spread bloodlines, then I would concede. But other than that, I would say you won't find too many times where that was actually the focus of the actual ancient Egyptians themselves. It's often the focus of Egyptologists to get us to believe that such was the case.
Yeah,
even when it comes to a lot of this, you know, a lot of the nefarious things, ancestral and all the things that they claim about ancient Egypt, when we start to learn, we start to see that it could be a lot of misunderstanding from old Egyptologists who superimposed what they thought onto what was really happening, and then they wrote it into a book, and it just became what people repeat about that subject for so long. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think about like the DNA mummy stuff? Do you think that stuff is incorrect? Because mind you, that's a great comeback. I accept that. My reason for saying for feeling like there's an obsession is through like the mummies and the incest. I don't know if that's true, but I know that's what some of the documentary channels on TV say. What would you say?
So I will argue against that. That is a grand misunderstanding of some use cases in Kemet. You see right here, I'm about to open up what's called an ancient Egyptian text corpus, and again, this is the 5 elements. I know I started off talking about crypto, but I want people to understand hip hop is all the 5 elements, and excuse me, and you know, right now financing and stuff is one of them. So linking crypto to knowledge and all these conversations is just one big thing. And so when we start to discuss the misunderstandings some Egyptologists had to reckon with when they started scrutinizing African cultures, we have to just simply look at it at face value. For instance, there were many terms that sound like they mean sister or brother, or there were many customs, ancient Egyptian customs, that were not found in old Europe or Greece that would cause one to become curious. So I like to refer to primary documentation a lot of the times. If we look into a something called the adoption papyrus, there's going to be plenty of cases on the adoption papyrus, but why wouldn't we just look at it right now since this is a live show? All right, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see. Yeah, so on the adoption papyrus, there are actually, I should just really put in my notes, because instead of scrambling through it, I could just go to my notes and it'll be a lot better for us. On the adoption papyrus, we find a crazy use case for for some of these terms, like wife, husband, daughter, and son, all intermingled in a way that would confuse someone who had not come across this documentation at the time when they was trying to figure things out. And so in my notes, I'm going to now look for the adoption papyrus. And then it should pop up. And so I just want to point directly to some of these notes so we could so that I will be giving you sourceable material instead of just bumping my gums. So this is what I noted on the adoption papyrus, and we all must take this into account when we're trying to figure out when people say there was so much incest and all that stuff. So here we have, well, basically I'll try to explain it. We have the wife of a man who was adopted by him in his will, not during his life, but in his demise, to be his daughter. And I repeat, it was his wife. He adopted his wife to become his daughter in his demise. And so and before I go in on that one, I want people to, let's make sure I got the right one here. I want people to, just to understand what I'm reading before I read it. It says, thereupon, and then we also discuss slavery in this adoption papyrus as well. But let's talk about it. Thereupon Neb-Nufi, my husband, made a writing for me a musician of Seth Nanfu, and made me a daughter of his. I repeat, my husband made a writing for me, the musician of Seth Nanufi, and made me a daughter of his, and wrote down for me all his possessions, having no son or daughter apart from myself. Now let's stop right there. Everything I just said about the confusion that some Egyptologists may have had by finding out that Neb Nufi was married to his daughter can be explained now in the new finds of, you see what I'm saying, more recent documentation that explains their culture further. But the case seems to be that if you was a widow and the person who died had brothers and sisters, they were the people who got their belongings after they died. And so a process came into place of adopting your significant other as a underling, or as a subordinate, or as in this case, as she clearly said, as a daughter, in order that your brothers won't be able to come and take your things after the death. And so we'll keep reading here as it says, all profits that I have made with her, I bequeath to Nanufi, my wife, and if my brothers or sisters arrive to confront her at my death tomorrow or thereafter, this is a will basically, and say, let my brother's share be given to me, before many and numerous witnesses, behold, I have made this bequest of Renufi, my wife, this day before Hui Urimu, my sister. Okay? And so I'll surrender that, and I got plenty more of those, but that's just one to give us a case to say, hey, wait up, hold on here. Maybe it was too easy of a foregone conclusion that these people was doing some incestual things. Maybe we need to re-examine that and see just in case where we wind up. And that's all I would add. I mean, I got more, but, I don't want to filibuster.
Genius, man. I've been watching you for a while, and I've been identified that you're a genius for a while. So I appreciate having the opportunity to talk to a genius to help me resolve these queries in my mind. But I got another one too. I was watching some Discovery Channel, and it talked about the cave of Unis, the cave way of Unis.
What about it?
And in there, it was, they was talking about like between like prosperity and it going to famine and people starving and just the bad times, and how I interpreted what the king was saying, King Unas was saying, is like polarity, like fascinated with polarity, that it seems to be like a force that it just resists things being the same. And when especially if you're in royalty or you're in a fortunate situation, something seems to come in and always be a bother to you, or threaten it. Whenever you become comfortable, something is going to come and threaten it. This universal balance. And it made me say, man, if the king is really struck by polarity, and that there's always, how they say, like either you're leaving a storm, in a storm, or going into a storm. It made me say, damn, how that made me question his knowledge. If he was like fascinated, like even like I thought was like profound, like of symbol and the metal netter, I believe is Mary, or
the Mary. Yeah, we can look that up right now.
The symbol has something to do with I believe like tilling the soil, or pretty much is a metaphor for hard work. And I'm like, man, that is the secret to life, is what I call it love work.
You're right.
Which hard work is hard, but love work is easy. But love work is the same exact thing as hard work, except you love it. And that's the dilemma of life, is no matter what, you're going to a large amount of effort and struggle. The question is, do you loving what you do? It's similar, like, so yeah. So that was it made me say, wow, if he's off put by polarity, then how conscious is he? What would you say to that?
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, that's a good way you place that. I don't know if the Pharaoh's off put by polarity. I wouldn't assume so, but some of the things that you mentioned is specifically about this glyph that I brought up on the screen, the MR glyph, talking about its actual application in the reality of the Egyptian. Well, let me just explain to people who don't understand this. Merho, a hoe like a tool, this was one of the first tools of agriculture. It is a stick with a brace in between it with another bent stick or another piece of whatever material that could help one till the ground by, using it like a hoe like we use today. But this symbol is also used to say beloved, and it is placed, if we see, it says hoe right here, but if we go to other translations, we'll begin to see that her is used to say beloved. Actually, the best way to show you is just to type beloved right here, right? But while I'm doing that, we'll have to address why this, see, Murray, like the brother said, the symbol right here, this is the Mur in Murray, the two reed leaves is the Y or the E sound, Murray. And so the reason why beloved is written next to a king's name using a tool of agriculture will come down to something we start to realize about the first kingships or the first kingdoms on earth coming into existence. And from how I think I understand it, and why man, started even forming villages. First, it would just be your immediate family. Then it would go to a village, to a small little chiefdom. You know what I'm saying, and then grow until you have a kingdom or whatever. Or they break off from the chiefdom after about 40, 50 people, because that's too many people to sustain a small culture at that time. Well, the rulers of those small chiefdoms in certain areas on earth, particularly in Africa and these areas of Egypt, in the beginning, these symbols let us know that they were good at agriculture. They let us know that they could feed more people than the people in their immediate, at least this is what I propose, at least the people in their immediate village, center, or culture. A lot of what I'm doing with Hierocoin, and then to spread onto another project, Coapico, Cooperative Economics, is all based on what I think I've learned and how a king really became a king initially. It being based on agriculture. This is why we have the Magi from Nubia who used to protect Egypt, and it was a relationship with Egyptians. It was no such thing as forming slave armies back then. That makes no sense. How could you subdue this many people and then make them fight for you? They would just fight you. You see what I'm saying? And so what I mean is, we're talking about Unes, correct? Well, in the period, in the time of Unes, he had a war, and we see it fought the people of Syria called Kor back in the day. They encroached upon Egypt, and he had to run down to the areas of Ta-Nehesi or Nubia in order to round up armies. And so it tells us a few things, that the king wasn't the smartest. I don't know how that tells us that, but it does. The Egypt wasn't necessarily a muscular force. They had to go to some of their progenitors, to their bigger brothers, so to speak, to fight off people. And when we learn why, really, it's all one thing. When we learn why they had to go deeper south into Africa to find archers and warriors, is because of exactly what I'm talking about. It is because agriculture could floss and flourish in the areas of Egypt better than it can in the south. And the reason why is because of the substrate the Egyptian substrate. Anybody could be following me with Google. And if I mess up here, I want somebody to correct me. I believe it is the sandstone substrate of Egypt that allows the Nile River to carve out a floodplain that is prime for agriculture, as opposed to the limestone. Did I say? Yeah, limestone is closer to, it's harder. And somebody please be making sure this is correct while I'm saying it. As opposed to the limestone substrate of the Nubian areas, which would not allow the Nile River to carve out a floodplain for agriculture. Therefore, this is why people say Kemet was called the Black Land, because it was fertile, and Suti is one take on it. But to speak to back to the Merho and agriculture, now we start to see, okay, maybe this did have something to do with it, because there's no reason why this tool is at the root of a term like beloved, and it's used to put beside the Sherek or the Shinu of most Pharaoh's names. And lastly, the Pharaoh did not consider himself to be the wisest. There was a position for the wisest, who was the vizier, and that was who the Pharaoh turned to the most. So you're gonna write yourself in your funerary text and stuff to be the wisest. That's just like the stuff you put on a eulogy. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing bad about a person on a eulogy. And so we got to look at some of these coffin texts and some of these tomb texts that we read as just that, the best things you could say about a person. You know what I'm saying?
All great points, man. I got another one. What do you think about? Do you think it's my connection I'm making with love being a hoe? I'm fascinated by the phenomenon of when Tony Robbins say a lot that happiness is synonymous with progress. And man, that's an interesting thing. It can't be a coincidence that the word that they're using for love is connected to the part in agriculture of growing a plant, which is considered the hard work. The tilling the soil is planting the seed. So it's like a lot of people want fruit, but they don't plant a seed. And that's the crazy part about manifestation or creating. It's a process, because we're in time and space. So I'm like, man, what is hard work? Because hard work is subjective. What that is, hard work is, my definition is I borrow it from neuroscience. Hard work is whenever you have adapted to something and you hit a plateau, what you have to do, what it feels like to get through a plateau. Because if you just start something and you've never did it before, you may make progress quick because you're just starting it. But sooner or later, you're going to hit a plateau where you stabilize. And hard work, or what feels difficult, is that point from there to growing. So this life, the secret to life, so any point that you get to, at some point you're going to adapt to it. At some point you're going to be satisfied. And the only way to be happy is what they say, to be cliche, is you have to love the process. It ain't about the conclusion. It ain't about the result. It's about consistently, whenever you plateau or whenever you adapt, the work that you have to do to go past that. That's whatever happiness is. Whether we talking about a relationship, what you've done up until the point, whatever point you at, won't always get you to where you need to go, because it's like dopamine, for example, how it coats the receptors. And so once the dopamine coats your receptors, the more and more dopamine you need to get the same amount of satisfaction. Whatever you did in a relationship, if you continue doing that same thing, it will fail. Another example, they say in business, how much if you made the same money this year that you made last year, then your business is dying, because there's only two states of existence, either growth or death. If you're staying at the same level, then you're dying. So I'm like, man, when they drew that connection between love and hard work, I'm like, that seems a profound thing about neuroscience, about what we're calling hard work, about love, about maintaining a relationship. People say, what do they say about relationship or love? They say it's hard work. What do they mean by that? You have to consistently grow. You trigger the adaptation process. You have to push the muscle in a way it hasn't been pushed before, or give it a weight right beyond what it can carry, so that the muscle can grow. That's what people say is hard work. Something now you can frame a perspective around this to enjoy the experience. But it's just, do you think it's just a coincidence of this connection, or am I like romanticizing? What do you think?
You got something there. The static evidence is there, but the framing of agriculture to be hard work is only us looking at it from our perspective. You see what I mean? Like agriculture, if you think about, we have none of this technology, that was probably not, that could have been perceived as an easier task if other people were building the pyramids. You see what I mean? And so we gotta keep it in perspective with their times. None of us want to go till the yard with a little piece of rock, but they probably before that, I mean, with a stick and that. And so before that, they possibly was doing it with their hands. And so to think that tool could actually be representing something technologically advanced as well as you see it representing hard work. I definitely don't disagree with anything you said. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no reason to disagree when we're just pondering things like this. You know, sometimes we get too much credit for just trying to be right. I don't necessarily feel like I gotta be right all the time. That way we can make more progress. And so it could be looked at in both ways, but we'd have to see if they really made claims about labor in relationship to that tool. You see what I mean?
Because check this out. From there, I draw a bridge to another place. I say, okay, one of my hypotheses about the existence of quote unquote white people is, man, this hard work thing extends all throughout nature to everything that's alive. Everything that's alive has some type of natural predator. And I always think about that, say, man, that's deep. Everything has something that's waiting to catch you slipping. And I was like, the only exception to that is man. Man, with his prefrontal cortex, that evolution has rose above all animals to where there's no more natural predators anymore. So I'm like, damn, okay, but wait a minute. There's a law that everybody has a natural predator. So, okay, then a divide happens in mankind and people, some kind of mutation, something, so where man goes against man. So now man falls right back into this rule that man has a natural predator. This difference in humanity.
Well,
what do you think about that?
I think it would be hard to look at it from that perspective from ancient times, but it's very easy to see it from that perspective living in our modern day, because we're under a fake construct of race science that is not a real thing, but is used in it's only useful in capitalism anyway. Race science would not put nobody further in any other economic systems, but it seems to work in capitalism, because in order to build this capitalist empire, somebody first had to put some race science in place in order to be able to exploit one people, and that exploitation is what made these universal enemies.
Can I ask you a question though, quick?
Yeah.
on what you're talking about. So do you think that racism is just like, say, a belief system or something that isn't natural to human beings that we could, that we could just eradicate or figure out a solution, and once it's gone, then it's gone? Or do you think B, it's something that goes with being human and you can't get it out of us? It's a part of us to our core.
No, that's just that. I definitely don't think B. I often think
I think B.
Racism has to be.
I think B.
All right. Well, can I finish saying what
No, go
I
ahead.
think?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, racism has to be supported by propaganda, misinformation, and it has to be bombarded with these things in order to exist. We can go in time periods. We can go through, and then, I like to use history, and I'm definitely a historian, right? So we're going to go into time periods when you can see that this race construct was not put into place. I'm gonna give you back the floor. I just want to show you something real quick, and this doesn't matter. Like, who
I'm gonna have to go with A too.
It's just the truth. But I mean, how I see it. But the reason why I say that is because there's definitely nothing inside of man that historically made them have differences over skin color. If we know history, we see when it started happening a little bit before the transcontinental slave trade. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, racism is a modern day construct.
But I want to hear my partner who said he say B. I want to let you have the floor to say why you think that racism is something that is inherent in man, and what evidence from history do you have to support that? While you're telling us, I'm going to bring out my evidence from history that contradicts what you're saying.
So, mind you, I think it's complicated when we get down in these terms, but so I don't really use the word racism. Like, if I'm being technical, I use like a cultural, acculturation process. More so that the same thing happens between people of the same group. This polarity that is in everything in life and everything that's alive. This polarity, like when we talk about God and the devil, or we talk about Osiris and Set. And, you know what I mean? Pardon me, I know most people that listen to this, and I mean know their official name. I don't even know what their original name is called. Well,
but let me say something real quick, not to cut you off.
Now, go ahead. You good.
It seems to be that you are, for some reason, equating the extreme of colors to polarity. Because just because you have two extremes on the color scale don't mean that the humans embodied in those colors are on the opposite polar spectrum. And that's all I wanted to say about that.
Now, I was just going to say, I think there's a polarity in everywhere in nature, like God and the devil. Violence are one group, it's another group, tribalism. So if there's a difference that we can identify easily to differentiate us, quote unquote racism, then that makes this process more convenient, which is why at some place, though I'm not saying that different white and black people are different groups, there's not places where they get it, where they don't coexist peacefully and harmoniously. But just as there's places where they get along harmoniously, there's always going to be places where there's that constructive racism.
Let me ask you a question. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. You good.
Do you intend to contribute to this campaign that I'm running? Quite frankly and honestly.
No, sir.
Okay, so then I know you're a thinking man. So I wonder then, if you don't intend to contribute to this campaign I'm running, why you would want to come on the show and start talking about racism?
Well, I'm sorry. I was just. I know you're a very brilliant,
I'm
and
brilliant enough to understand that that could detract my fundraising effort by taking people who could be focusing on building something together and making us focus on fake differences. Correct?
yes, sir. That could be possible.
And so I don't think you did that on purpose, but I'm like, okay, well, if you don't intend to contribute to the campaign, and then we got other platforms where we host these type of conversations, I want to know how far do we intend to go down the line of down these lines before we get back to what we here for. That's all. I don't want to necessarily make you feel no type of way, but you can see how you kind of making me feel, and I know you don't intend to make me feel that way either. You know what I'm saying?
Man, of course, I respect your honesty, and I definitely wasn't my intentions. I just seen you on here and caught the bill. I thought you were just having a bill on here. I didn't necessarily know the context of what you were talking about, and it just I'm pretty much like a fan of just an opportunity to build with just my thinking process versus yours. I didn't have any
Word up. All right, I appreciate that 100%. And you can say less. I feel your spirit already. You ain't had no nefarious intentions. You just getting off your bars. I'm available right now. I salute you for that. But now I need to figure out how to get you to be a contributor to what I'm trying to build, as well as we doing this. So I'm gonna ask a few things. Are you into crypto, any or not?
I'm not in it currently, but I need to be.
Well, if you ever entertain getting into crypto for free, I always show these free ways how you could how we like to build. You could spend an hour taking these tests on Coinbase and on CoinMarketCap, and they're going to give you $100 worth of free crypto, and then you could get in. But what I'm saying is we're on the ground floor of a project that we're going to use to help fund hella people's projects, hopefully. And right now we at a market cap of 900,000. At a market cap of 90,000, which is the opportunity I was trying to get the people like, yo, if we don't think this is going to get to 900,000, then we kind of crazy. Again, I don't want to sound like I got more interest in fundraising than I do have in doing the knowledge. To keep it real, Brother James, I would much prefer to be, me, I much prefer to talk about subjects like that. But then I know we understand marketing, and we understand things that are useful and hurtful towards the campaign. And I just thought that we might be overlooking that we could be actually going into areas that could be damaging for the campaign. That's all, though. But we could end that.
Man, I read. I was reading the I think the Declaration of Independence, like the last part of it, and I thought it was so deep what it said, and it pretty much said something like that we solemnly swear that we promise to stick together, and we put our lives on that, and we put everything, all of our wealth on that. And I thought about man, that's a powerful thing when a group of people come together and they put their life and their wealth, their riches to it, which I go back to love and the whole being love as an action.
Yeah, so, I feel you.
So then it just, I always say instead of protesting, when something happens, man, it would be what love really is coming together and making money through action together is what the highest love is building with each other and monetizing our love for each other is the highest love there is, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, a protest type of energy or that kind of outlet.
I believe 100%, and you said it in a way that might be appalling to some, monetizing our love for each other, but I love the way you phrased it, because a lot of us are even scared to, even when we start talking about earning, it starts to seem criminal to some, or building together. There's always this big nefarious monster behind it. But, again, I do want to bring some closure to the conversation we were having without going cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? But and I just want to kind of like ease off of that a little bit. But and to add a little more and just closure to what I was saying, I was just going to share Diodorus Siculus on what he thought about Ethiopians at a time period before those constructs were put into place. But I'll just leave that source for you to look at another time. Instead of rambling through his books, you could go to book 3 and then go Google search the word Ethiopians and see what a Greek guy who visited right in the AD times, right early AD times, I believe, had to say about Ethiopians. And also, when we look through earlier Greek works, the Homeric writings or whatever, the Ethiopian was considered blameless, so to speak. The Ethiopian was a term for dark-skinned people before they would say, of Africa before other terms came out. Then we start getting interactions with the Arabs where we start describing some type of precursors to racisms and some of their descriptions of black people, and then we get into the modern times where it was. And so just in winding off of that is my stance that none of that is real in reality. It takes a lot of promotion to keep it going, and I think that we can get beyond a lot of the fake stuff. I don't got a TV on in my house, so I don't even be affected by a lot of that stuff. But yeah, we trying to build, and we trying to build with everybody. Everybody got a group that supports particular things. Like I'm in the groups that's about community renovation. I support certain things that's about getting people off drugs, and I'm not anyone's sponsor or nothing like that. But if I ever needed to step forward to be a sponsor for somebody in those regards, I would be. You feel what I'm saying? No, I never. By the way, I think you have to have been a former user to be a sponsor, and I've never been one of those. I still blow a joint every now and then because that's what we do. We fought for legalization of that for years. But I'm saying that to say it's always an outward effort to bring more people in, and it's only the feeling that we are being attacked that make us want to, start excluding certain people and do certain. I know how it feels, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, where we at with it? Let's see if we
VR is dope.
Pardon me?
The VR is dope. I've been in there running around all baked.
Oh yeah, I was running around big time in that thing too, but I got puzzled. And one thing I wanted to show y'all was about that VR. HieroVR. What's this? So if you put in /spoke, if you go to HieroVR and put in /spoke, you'll be able to go to our scene editor. And you will actually be able to make scenes yourself. I actually might have told you the wrong place. I'll be able to tell you the proper link when I HieroVR Spoke Projects New. Yeah, that's what you got to do to get to the actual editor, because I don't think you'll be able to start one without. So /spoke /projects new, and you'll be able to make your own 3D environment for import into metaverses.
Can you link that in like the?
Yeah, I'm about to do it right now.
All right, word. Thank you. I'm gonna do some shit in there.
That's it's kind of fun actually. Now I had to downgrade the Amazon. This is running on Amazon Web Service, and it's not necessarily cheap, especially if you get more and more users. But it's still functional right now. But I'm saying if you get anything like broken links or something, just refresh. So I'm gonna go into the Spoke editor right now and just demonstrate or do a quick. Well, you said you do a lot of Minecraft building, right?
Yeah, I know that's fucking dorky to say, but I love it.
Not necessarily, and actually, if you bring that skill,
I'm killing it off Roblox stock right now too. Roblox is Minecraft-esque, but it's more metaverse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, you know
Have you
what?
heard of Roblox?
Nah, my daughter up on it, but I'm trying to tell you that skill gonna translate right over into building 3D stuff. It's gonna translate right over instantly. Like you're gonna be like, I should have just been doing this. You could have built the whole. Well, I don't know what you could have done, and you still can do. But like you could have a whole amusement park, yo, and be like, dude, we just need the land to erect this in the metaverse. Well, I haven't used this in so long that I'm really not even good. I don't even know how to navigate the screen right now. Oh, let me read. It says orbit.
You gotta share your screen again too.
Oh, my screen ain't being oh, it's not shared in the Zoom. It's shared on YouTube, but not in the Zoom. Okay, let me do that. Oh, start
I be playing Call of Duty. That's one of the keys to the game right there.
Hey, so what you think about my theory, James, about all of those video game skills being imported into the metaverse? Because that's what's going to happen in the next 10 years. Video game companies are going to stop putting their experience on a little disc or isolated on their platform, and they're going to start throwing their experiences into certain metaverses. And then we can even talk about, oh, there it goes. Now you see I just threw that wall right there, but it didn't appear as a wall. It actually appeared as a broken link, and that's what I gotta fix. But I have a feeling that the Call of Duty people who good at that are gonna be a real army inside of the metaverse, yo. You feel what I'm saying? And people are gonna be like trying to take real land. It's gonna be real. So I play a game called VTOL VR, where I'm learning how to fly a virtual F-26. It's a fake airplane, but I'm going to find it in the metaverse and come soaring over everybody's head, dropping whatever I feel like dropping on them.
I play Call of Duty for one reason.
What's that?
I practice enhancing my nervous system, because whenever you get killed or you're about to get killed, your blood pressure goes up and you get like stress, you get autonomic stress over your body. So it's almost like some NASA type stuff, like training to go out of space. Like if you play Call of Duty, training yourself to be relaxed, going through getting blown up, getting shot, you know what I'm saying? Like going through is actually an incredible feat to do. Like that's the hardest thing to do. Yeah. They Call of Duty and James? Not 40 years old.
Okay, cool. So you've been gaming for your whole lifetime? Because when I play those types of games, they can't get me riled up like that. I'm calm always when I play Call of Duty. I don't get like the fight or flight feeling at all.
Then would you describe yourself as an emotional person?
Overly.
Would you say the majority of your energy is inside your head? Are you more a thinker or are you more a feeler?
I'm pretty much both, but over the top. But I'm just saying that I think it would be like to get those kind of emotions from Call of Duty is pretty crazy. Not in a bad way, but
not emotion, autonomic arousal, like the feeling of stress. Like,
well,
like if I hooked you up to a machine, would your blood pressure go up? Like, would you like when you have a perceived threat? Not.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying now. My bad. I totally misunderstood you.
Well, you know what? I kind of get them both, because I had times on video games where I was heart beating for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why am I acting like if I die in this game, I'm going to die for real? Like, to where my whole almost sweaty palms. But then on other instances, I've just been not even attached. So it kind of depends on how much you immerse yourself in the experience as well. Furthermore, if you got on a VR headset, it's a lot easier to get immersed in the experience and start to think that it's really happening.
That's a really good point. Yeah, sorry I misunderstood you, James. My bad.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, and about training in video games, I don't know about the same thing you're talking about, but I definitely feel you. Like, I didn't train to keep my, to prepare for the things you prepare for, but I do crazy shit like that too. What I mean is, I actually got in my flight simulator and it was making me so dizzy, right? So I told myself, okay, well, this happens to real pilots. And I was like, so you got to spend at least a day or two just going in circles, spinning, downward spirals, I almost was throwing up, like, believe it or not, training my brain in order to be able to fly this flight simulator. So it wasn't for such, maybe you doing it for a more wholesome purpose, I would assume, to where that if you ever needed that skill, it would pop up. I'm simply saying that there is a training process to adapt to some of these simulated protocols, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I straight had to do barrel rolls for hella long, and then I would take it off. I'd be spinning. But after like 2 days, I'm so good with dizziness on VR to like this. So if I'm flying a flight simulator and I got a human challenging me, the first thing I'm doing is making him get dizzy. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure you didn't sit there for a day dealing with all this nausea that this game is about to give you when I go through these circles in the sky. Like, I really do that. And a dude will stop, somebody will probably like stop trying to get at you because you're just doing too much area, whatever, regardless. I've done crazy stuff like train myself to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to the love and it being a hoe and this profound connection, man, I think about like a garden. Life is exactly like a garden. What happens? What do you have to do if you want to grow flowers in your garden? Man, you gotta till the soil, you gotta water it, you gotta fertilize it, you gotta do things so to kill the pest that's gonna come and try to eat it. Blah 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 blah. All of these things you have to do just to get some roses. What do you have to do to get weeds? Nothing. If you don't do nothing, if you don't feed it, if you don't water it, concrete, it don't matter. The weeds is gonna grow. Like and that's life. If you don't do anything, then atrophy is gonna come take it over. And to have success at something, you have to put some intentional action towards it while you're in the physical plane. You have to make new neural synaptic connection, which is why the most profound symbol that you can put towards like love or happiness, I think is the whole, is that thing of progress, is that thing of making new neural synaptic, training yourself. You're never going to be how you believe yourself to be. You have to practice how you want to be. You visualize it, and then you have to practice it in action in space-time to do anything. Just like what you're saying, there's an adaptation process when you train. When you put yourself in that situation, you adapt and get better at it.
All right, that's what I agree. I mean, I can't say nothing negative about what you just said. I don't got no intent to either. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just sitting out here willing to trying to debate every subject. I'm just saying I kind of have to agree with that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't got up to not my good brother, and I'm glad you was honest that we haven't gotten you as a contributor yet, because that's the type of, I'd rather talk to you than someone who say, yeah, and really not be.
Hey, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I was talking to the dudes today, and I was pretty much giving them some advice from my opinion for what it's worth. And I was pretty much saying, if you want to be wealthy, you want to have money, step number one is how much are you contributing to someone else's life? How much can you change someone else's life? How much are you impacting someone? As opposed to looking at life like, how do I become successful? What do you have to give me for me to be successful? And if you find anybody that's bearing fruit, that has something valuable to give to someone else, man, they're on the road to be successful. So when I'm building with somebody, the first thing I'm thinking about first is like marketing, is to have yourself in a situation to where someone can hear you, where they know you exist. The second step is when you interact with someone, can you present something to them that's valuable? You know what I'm saying? Even they may not see it. You may have something valuable in front of their eyes and they're unable to see it, bringing them to the point of seeing it, which, you know what I mean? So if I'm here, then I'm in a position to where I'm looking at, can I see value in what you're doing? Like I'm assessing in our conversation and our build as I get to know you.
Exactly. And that's why I was glad you were honest with me that even though you're assessing it, you have not been convinced to contribute yet. I don't think that is a big deal because I understand how cryptocurrency works. And I don't even know if you have a bag of crypto yet. Do you have any cryptocurrency?
No,
Yeah, and so just like you told me that earlier, and so I want the listeners to understand that I don't think the brother was being extremely harsh or throwing any type of shade at all. He was being completely genuine when he responded. But we also talking to a person who doesn't hold crypto yet. And so now, as a businessman and us also as a member of the community who is trying to affect change in people's lives, I think I have reasons to get you more information about why this would be a good crypto to get in if you ever considered getting into one. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll just tell you, if you wanted more information, you could go to hieroglyphics.com and see what's a brewing. And even if you want to probe it, from the skeptical standpoint, I invite you to, because that's where I achieve most of my assurances about this product from people. Once they try to tear it apart, they be like, yo, how much? You know what I'm saying? And so
Can I ask a
you're
couple
invited to
questions
do
about
so.
the project?
Pardon me?
I said, you mind if I ask a couple questions about the project?
Oh, it's all good. Let me see. That's a different person?
Yeah, this is dope.
Dude, what's up, dude? Yeah, anything you got? This is a Ask Me Anything.
Well, I've been following you as much as I can and trying to follow your project, and I'm just not familiar with cryptocurrency at all. You know, I don't have no wallet. I'm not familiar with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. I've been listening to you discuss blockchain and how it works a little bit, and I've heard you a couple times give the rundown of your project. So I kind of know what it is. I think you're doing something like you basically, it sounds like you're trying to, you know, come out with a different platform for artists other than the industry model that's going on. You really brought out your own model of how it should work, but in a cooperative form, a cooperative economics form. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'll expound on that for you and point you in the direction to actually the first place I point people to is to get the free crypto. Just as long as we've been in this stream, you could have got up to $100 worth of free crypto just by answering some questions on Coinbase and on coinmarketcap.com. So you know how it's best to lead people to do the free stuff first and then to dive in the second. But besides that opportunity, a better opportunity, or even I would say a more timely opportunity, is the fact that we're launching this coin. The reason why I say it's timely is because you can ask any of us that's in crypto. I've been in crypto forever. I have not, until I started doing this project, I have not figured out how to participate in the pre-sale of a crypto. Most of them are hosted privately, so you won't even have access to what we're giving access to people.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to get at. So my question to you about your project is, can anybody else come in like with more notoriety and more popularity and do the same thing that you're doing and try to, try to box you out the market type stuff? That's what I was worried about.
Oh no, that definitely is going to happen. A DAO is not you can look at this like when they first said, I think it was MCA or RCA, they came with the first record company in the world. People didn't know how to get their records to MCA. Probably made the phonograph or something, and then RCA was the first recording company of America. Okay, and so we know for a fact after that record label came out, they had a new way to do things, but we know they still around, by the way, but others came out and did what they did too. The reason why we know this will happen, because nothing I'm talking about, only thing that is unique to what I'm doing is the actual idea of how we will bring scarcity to the token. Anyone can say, I'm going to build a DAO for music. That's just something anyone can say. A decentralized autonomous organization is nothing I created. There's hell of them in the world right now. We just have a use case for it that's not in the space right now. So we're first. So if there's going to be other fizzly sodas, we gonna be Coca-Cola as far as how hip hop is concerned. And furthermore, if they emulate us down to a T, I mean, you know, people just gonna say, "Oh, this is just a mockery of this one." Just how Binance Coin is considered not a spoof, but an emulation of ETH. And so I feel you in those concerns, but in this space, most people projects are open source. And when they say open source, they mean you can copy our code for everything. Well, not all of them, but a lot of those projects are open source, meaning you could copy our code and use it how you feel. The reason why they do that is because people be making your idea better. Then you could go back and use it from them and make yours better. So I don't think I don't have the fear that that this idea will be hijacked by a bigger entity, especially when they're on their feet. I feel this is such a fair launch. We only hold 9 million of our tokens, and there's 93 million. If they were smart enough, they'd buy in enough of this to where they didn't even have to go do the idea. You feel me? Right. They'd be like, well, it'll cost us hella money to do this, but since it's such a healthy portion of these tokens, they could just buy so many of these to where they was almost tied to the event. I mean, this launch bigger than me or closer to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I like these questions, so keep them coming, bro.
All right. So will you give me an example of how it works? Because the way I understood it is, as far as just like your project is concerned, like let's say that I buy some bar, which is your coin or token. I forget the difference.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Keep going.
And then now I guess I own a part of the company, and let's say I wanted the project, manifest one of my own projects as in whatever kind of artist. So I bring the proposal to the community, and if everybody or if 51% agree to it, then y'all will allocate me the funds in order to do my project. Is that what the case
there's
is?
a basic understanding of it. You got that 100% correct. There's a few little nuances in there that I should explain, but yeah, you got the overall goal of it. The y'all part ain't part of it. Let me see what I mean. When you was like, y'all will fund it, no, the people will fund it because this is decentralized. These wallets on these smart contracts, I can't even access them. I got just as much access to it as anybody, and my vote is only equal to what everybody vote is. It's not going to be like, it's branded after our group so that people can know it was built properly and it has an R stamp of approval. But as far as another thing is, BAR is the currency of the DAO. A DAO means a decentralized autonomous organization. Decentralized is just nobody on it. Autonomous means it's going to run by itself. Not anonymous, autonomous. Autonomous means it's going to run by itself, and we know the organization is. So when somebody say DAO, that shouldn't be nothing confusing no more. Now, if BAR is the currency of the DAO, meaning that's what we're going to pay people projects out in, and that's what we're going to be locking in the smart contract. But BAR is not what's called the governance token. BAR will be swappable for the governance token, but it's not the governance token, and that's done for various ways, because we don't want to sell hella BAR to people who ain't tripping off the voting, and then they just got BAR in their wallet. They don't trip off the vote, and they mess up the voting system. You see what I'm saying? So we want our system to bring value to this currency that we're selling in order to build this platform that we're talking about, which is the DAO, which is not even very hard to build. We just got to have our certain little things written in there. But yeah, you said it 100% right, and this is why I think it's going to bring so much value to the price of the currency, because who ain't going to want to be a part of that if all you got to do is buy a little bit of it, and then before you submit your proposal to the people, where they all going to see on the website, get a push notification to their phone, and then they can press yes or no. All you need is to pay a proposal fee and be in an organization. And so I think it's thousands of people in the world who going to hear about that, especially after we fund that first project. Like when we throw out that first bread and somebody really got that bread, like, yo, I just got 25K from this little system that I'm doing online. Oh, that's when the price of bar gonna shoot through the roof.
You know what it sound like to me, bro? On me, it just dawned on me. It kind of, I mean, and you know, you don't have to accept it or whatever, but it sounds like you kind of like a grant system, like you giving people grants basically. You know what I mean? But with the money of the contributors, I guess grants come from the state or whatever, which is probably tax dollars and shit, which is the same thing. But yeah. That's pretty dope, though. That's
well,
pretty dope.
you hitting on something because we're gonna have to ask ourselves. It's a DAO, so everybody doing it. So we're gonna ask questions like that. What is this called? Are we granting people with funds? Are we funding them? Are we incubating their project? But we're going to get that terminology correct. But overall, it is a generosity thing. And I brought up this page. I don't know if y'all can see this page. It's because there is fruit in generosity, and generosity is going to make people come run into this system to see how they could be one of those people. Now, if you take these DAO y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
If you take these DAO contribution fees out of it, which is going to help make the pot bigger, and if you take these proposal fees out of it, these are human-generated fees, meaning the emotions of humans will affect how many of these fees is coming in. If people think it's whack, you ain't gonna be getting heck of DAO contribution fees. And if we ain't funding no proposals, then ain't nobody gonna be inspired to pay a proposal fee to write one. So I had to think of a stream of income that this wasn't emotional. You see what I mean? And that is the liquidity pool fees. Meaning that this is a amount that don't bear any too much emotion. If the commodity or if the trading pair is being traded on Pancake Swap, the gas fees generated from each transaction go to the liquidity pool. That's how that works. And so if I have 100% of the liquidity pool, I'm going to be getting all these fees that normal crypto people just put in their pocket. But I'm like, okay, well, I could use that to fund something. So to be clear that no one could ever mislabel this like a pyramid or a Ponzi, one has to understand that there is a stream of income coming into this system that does not have anything to do with human participation. You see what I mean? And that's also key, because think about this: before humans participate, funds are still being pumped in there, right? So people coming to the website and it's just started. Oh, it's only 1G in there. I ain't messing with this. They come back next week. Oh, it's 10 G's in there. You feel me? They come back later. It's 100 G's in there. How do I join this? You feel me? By the time they figured out how to join, there's probably a meal ticket in there. But I'm just giving arbitrary numbers, but saying that this is going to build up regardless. And that's the sweet part about this. Besides all of these funds being in the currency bar, there's only 93 million of them. If we get so many of them locked up in here and people ain't agreeing to fund projects, then the price on the market is going to be super high, like toilet paper and COVID. It's the same thing. If all the toilet paper and COVID is locked on a smart contract, then and it ain't none on the shelves, then the toilet paper at the store is double the price. Well, we could think about that with bar too. If this system managed to lock the majority of the bar into the smart contract and there's only a little on the market, we just affected the price positively.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
My question is, so one place I'm not educated is cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm here for you.
From the outside looking in, man, in the beginning, it was just cryptocurrency. Like it was just like one, it was a monomyth, kind of like one thing. Now there's a whole bunch of them. So from someone that's on the outside looking in, what would you say to them regarding like, because it's a reciprocity thing. Mm-hmm. It's great to contribute to a situation to build something, but you also trying to contribute to yourself at the same time. It's a balance between contributing to yourself and contributing to whatever the goal is or the mission is or the bigger picture is. What would you say to someone? How would you reassure them or a rationale towards how do you what would be a good decision or criteria for what would be a successful crypto? Like what would be the signs, the symptoms of
Yeah.
one that was on the rise or that would give you a return if maybe it wasn't just growing in the long run? What would that be? How would you break that down?
If we wanted to do like a cheat sheet for that to make it real simple, we would go off not a lot of tokens. It's always bad when you got too many tokens, because how we figure out token price or coin price, and we'll talk about the difference between the two. How you figure out a price of a token or a coin is by taking the market capital and dividing the market capital by the token supply. So now, as a beginner, we thought we wanted these coins that got 100 trillion tokens because we could grab 30 billion of them and feel like we're going to bubble one day. But when we think about it, if it got like SHIB Inu, it got 589 trillion tokens. If we understand this equation, we'll know that it'll take $589 trillion to run into that market capital in order for SHIB Inu to get to $1. Therefore, we'd be like, okay, now we got a baseline of where to start at before we start assessing projects like ours. Our project right now, which is, if anybody want to do the homework, we can skip over all of it. It's been audited twice, all that stuff. You can just go look and all the homework is there. We check all the boxes. But the thing that someone who wants to know what they get out of it is they need to understand that equation. Our market capital is $90,000 as we speak, which is super low because we're in pre-sale. This means if we got in our total coin supply is currently $93 million. So for us to get to $1, unlike SHIB Inu or something like that, it won't take $580 trillion. It'll take $93 million to get to $1. Okay, some people like, that's still a lot of money. It's not in the crypto space, but we need to discuss the opportunity that we're in front of now. Because right now, our market capital is at, and I got a meeting soon, but I want y'all to join in. It's going to be on Discord in a group called Join Coin. It's going to be Tajay from the Souls of Mischief, other people, and they are a crypto investment group, and they like our project. So I want you to join in. But I mean, I don't know. I hate to feel like I'm filibustering all the time when I start talking for so long trying to describe these projects. But the main, just in closing real quick, the main thing will be in market capital, because I want y'all to grasp this, that we're at 90,000 right now, right? So to get, just like I started earlier in the show, for us to get to 10 times the money anybody invested in this project, it only takes us to get to 900,000 market capital. For people to get 100 times their money, we only got to get to 9 million market capital. Now, when we went and placed our project and its use case next to the current cryptos on the market that have a $9 million market capital, we see just how clear not a possibility, but a probability it is for this to be able to reach 10 times in its market capital. And so that's a very good incentive. They hold in bar. This ain't no donation. This ain't no contribution. You contributing because you're helping us build something. But when we deal with Kickstarters and GoFundMes, we normally used to giving with GoFundMes, we used to giving something and not getting nothing back. And this is not necessarily the use case here.
I don't know if you have or not, but it will be helpful for at least people like me that don't know nothing about it. Because I've seen you get down on some PowerPoint presentations, man. I think you should do it with this too, because I often get lost in the jargon because I'm not familiar with the verbiage. So, so whenever you saying stuff, I'm not knowing what you're talking about, and then I'm not familiar with the business terms either that you equating, the capital and the market and how what you put in and what comes back out, how you getting these numbers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're talking a different language to me. I mean, I can say it makes sense, but I don't know completely what you're talking about. You
I
know what I
hear
mean?
you.
So
I hear
I
you.
do need to go put in some ground research for myself. But that's one point. I got two other points for you, and you want to address that first.
No, go ahead.
So one of my concerns was, and I don't want to keep just saying my concerns
No,
because
that's what I want you
that's
to say, bro, because that's how we get people who watch in confidence. So feel free. That's what this is for.
I bet. So with how the project is structured, like I don't have that much confidence as you do, and I commend you for that because whenever I look at platforms to where the majority of the people is making the most noise and pushing the most dumbest narratives, I'd be scared that people it's gonna turn your platform into a popularity contest and maybe not content wise or something like that. I don't know. Do you have any control over that, or once it's launched, it's just whatever people vote. You know what I mean? And I would hate for it to be like something like Facebook to me because I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
Facebook was watered down.
I feel you saying. You say if it turned out to where the people who got the most followers be getting the most proposals approved, basically.
Exactly. They gonna send their followers and then you know what I mean and shit like that.
Yeah, nah, that dog, we got all kind of stuff in place for that. Each one of their followers would have had to pay a contribution fee, so they would have had to, you feel me? We got honesty written into our protocol, and furthermore, no one's going to be identifying themselves. The voting process is anonymous. We only gonna say this wallet address asks for this, so that people can't exploit that. You see what I'm saying? And you can't be putting up a picture like, because it'll be unfair. Because if I put up a picture saying I wanted something, people would imply some bias towards me because I started the system. See what I'm saying?
That's my point. Are you not gonna have? Are people not gonna have like avatars or names or something? Or are we just gonna see proposals without
Yep,
names?
it's gonna be only wallet addresses. I could give us examples of DAOs running right now, so we could just go clearly look at them. If I'm still sharing my screen, and yeah, we could set it up like a social media network, but I think that's gonna do us more of a disservice and lead towards what you're talking about. When people be like, "I hated on him. He got 4 no votes on all my proposals." You feel me? We don't want that. Or we don't want bullying. We don't want nothing that can happen, no coercion. We want people to feel completely anonymous in the process of giving a real opinion on whether they want to put some of these funds we raise together towards one of their members' projects. And so feelings could get involved in a whole bunch of stuff if we make people surrender their anonymity to their peers. Now, if they want to do so, then they can so choose to, because the smarter people is going to say, "Hey, surrendering my anonymity is going to give me more votes. I can link them to my Facebook. They can see who I am, and they might just be down to vote for me." Some people might think the opposite, and so, it's.
Also, they can let themselves be known.
I mean, if you write it into your proposal that, "Hi, I'm this person from this place." If you write that into, you see my screen right now?
Yeah.
So I'm about to take us
Pancake
to one of these. Yeah, I'm about to take us to one of these test DAOs that I was messing with to give people some assurances. And you can see you can just create a DAO right there. So creating a DAO ain't the big thing. It's about having use case and the ability to get people to buy into the DAO. Obviously, the DAO, you see it's working in the function in my wallet. I'm about to turn on my wallet, and this is how they're going to identify who I am as a voter, not by any type of avatar or anything that reveals me and makes me see. They can see, so they're calling me 800F basically. And if I write a proposal, so I'm gonna go into a DAO that I created just as a test DAO. I created it under a different wallet. So let me switch wallets real quick. This is just play around, so it's no big deal. I created this under another wallet. Wow, let's see. So now we'll see this. It's called Casuals DAO, right? You could clearly see that this graphically looks astute. It's cool. People would be messing with this if this was the one I presented. But I'm talking to the people who built this website to build some other things into the version I want. But to get to your point, you see it shows this is the identifier right here. And well, no, it ain't. This is the identifier up here, and it's showing me as anonymous. It don't say Jonathan Owens. It don't say casual. It say BEBD. And so when I write a proposal will look something like this. Well, I'm gonna go into a one that I put some fake text into this proposal to make it look like it was a real proposal. Wait a minute. Dang. It was called Get Bruh Some Bread or something. See, all of these, Get Bruh Some Bread. See, this is the only proposal I got that has placeholder text in it. So now you'll see how your proposal will look when you submitting it to another member of the DAO. They don't see your name unless you so choose to add it. You see what I'm saying? You could clearly go through this process without offering that information if you think that's enough to make people click yes on your proposal. So it all comes down on how savvy the member is too. And I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think the people who got the most well-written proposals with links to their proposal, with a website and all that little stuff is gonna be, I mean, you're going to have better chances of convincing the community to click approve on their proposal. So I'm going to do it right in your face so you can see, because this is why I made this test DAO, right? If we was members of this DAO and we had all contributed to it, right? You see it even say a runoff bar. That's funny. If we had all contributed, because I was testing to see if I could get it to run off our currency. If we had somebody outside shooting. If we had all contributed to this DAO, this create voting would be saying, make your proposal. So that's just what that means. So I'm going in to make a proposal. This is you making a proposal to your community. So you see how it's categories? We're going to have our categories, which will possibly limit. Oh, somebody else trying to get here. We're going to have our categories, which will possibly limit the things that people can submit for. It'll be like, have different genres. If you don't mind, Monique, how you doing? If you don't mind muting your TV so that it won't background feed through YouTube, or muting your GoFundMe. I mean, what is this called? What is it called? I called it a GoFundMe.
YouTube.
No, it's a Zoom. Your Zoom. My bad. Anyway, so y'all see what I'm showing here. In our DAO, it would not be saying mint governance tokens, burn governance tokens, move governance tokens. But these are categories that you can write a proposal in on this platform that I'm showing you. So I'm just going to do one right now. The one most people would pick would be like send BNB, but it would say send bar since our currency of our DAO was bar. Now I'm simply going to copy the address in there. That's your identifier. Feel me? So they're going to be like recipient, asking for this much in his proposal. But since I could take you through the steps to show people just how raw this is going to be, I'm asking for 5 BNB. It says it's not enough in our DAO right now to even be asking for that much. You see how this works? So I'm just going to ask for some silly amount. I know it ain't nothing in here, but I'm just going to go back to the change or the pennies. And it might let me do it. Look, it ain't nothing in here. Well, anyway, so what? It don't matter because it ain't no BNB in our DAO. But when I put some test BNB in here to write these other proposals, and we see how they came out. So I guess I don't have to go that far with it, but we get the gist of it. The money, as we see when you go to their invest page and look at their other DAOs, the money is held on this smart contract. It ain't in nobody's bank account. And it can't.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, like, how do you know, like, let's say somebody, because how do you know how much to allocate out of the funds that can be allocated to people for their projects? Could it ever become a time where people give out faster than it's taken in?
Nah, we got all kind of controls, and this is why I'm working on the white paper for this right now, and why I need more thinking minds who want to chime in that regard to help get on the problem solving team. But one of the main safety protocols we got in place is a proposal cool down period. For instance, if we just approve the proposal, then there's obviously going to be a cool down period before the next proposal is approved. And also, we're doing like 2.5% of the maximum value that's in the DAO. So say the DAO is up to $1 million, the biggest proposal could be 25 racks, which is cool. If the DAO is up to 2 million, you can write a proposal for 50 racks. If it get approved, nobody else getting one approved for the cool down period. And we're going to see how to put these measures in place in order to sustain the bread so that it could keep going. You feel me?
And at the same time, keeping it decentralized. You don't want to be nobody
Exactly.
pulling things and keeping it,
Yep.
you know, like changing it at their own leisure.
Exactly.
So,
you don't want nobody going in there and even having to do this with their fingers. It's supposed to be written into the contract before we deploy it. You feel me?
Absolutely. So I got a suggestion. Have you? I think I heard you say something like, I don't know, but even if you did or you didn't, you know, it should be something off in the smart contract, maybe that if your venture is successful, you need to give back 5% or something like that.
Yeah, but this is the cold part about that. Whenever the tokens go off the blockchain, we don't have any way to make sure that person who we just funded is going to be honest.
Right.
And even some real projects really don't take off. And I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with getting the people the money. Whatever they use it for, if they don't use it for their project, that's fine. They'll just be blacklisted. They try to join again with another wallet, whatever. But think about this. Only things we can write into the smart contracts are things that transpire on a computer. If they transpire in the real world, it takes trust and faith of that real world person to actually take 25 G's, go put it into something, bubble, and bring back some money to the DAO. A lot of people just on just the nature of man, they ain't going to do that. You see what I'm saying? And so I was trying to think of a way around that. I was like, okay, well, maybe we collateralize the 2% or the 2-3% that we need back from them. You feel me? Like, we giving you this money, but you need, in order to get the money, you got to put up collateral that's worth 2 or 3% of this money. Meaning, we about to give you 25 stacks, but to get the 25 stacks, you got to put up what? Well, 10% is $2,500, so you got to put up $250. I'm just saying, right? Well, that don't make no sense because their business is going to grow and they should perpetually be giving you 2%, not just once, right?
Exactly, a percentage of the whole business.
So again, we would have to think, and that's why we have to have these think tanks of how that can be written into a smart contract in a way that it could actually offer security.
I would propose something like, you know, putting in a stipulation to where you can sue them. You know what I mean? If it's going to a business, if it's a business, that's a business. You know what I mean? Make it contractual in that. You know what I mean? It's got to go to a business account, and if the funds is used other than what it was or something like that. But then even then, like you said, we still would have to. I don't know how you would be able to check it and enforce it, though. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
That's one thing, and so it will have to be a good faith system of some sort that, like, look, you said we know that this project is funded by us. This project is saying it's going to give us back some bread. We're going to see what this project do over the next year, and we'll report to the community. That's all we could really do. You feel me?
Already.
Because I can't, I mean, until somebody with a brilliant mind figure out another way to attach that outbound. So how you doing, Monique? If you want to get a word in, feel free. I just wanted to, you know, make sure people, when they enter, they mute. But feel free to get a word in whenever. And if you have questions about the project, just ask me anything. It's good. But yeah. Good to see y'all here. I'm gonna see if we move them numbers any. We gonna move them numbers.
And how long is the pre-sale going for?
7 more days.
7 more days.
We moved. We got 4 BNB while we was broadcasting. You feel me? So that let me know that I like the good energy put out into the universe. When I be like, it don't be looking like I don't be having hella followers watching, but I ain't on that. I be more like on some, look, bro, 5 people. 1 person could save your life. You don't need 50 billion to save your life. Like, you be falling off of it's 1 person will pull you back. And so sometimes there's a lot of power in small numbers. And speaking of that, we got like one of the best Telegram groups on Telegram. We only got like 400, and last I looked, we had 405 members, and 220 out of that 400. We just went up again. I told y'all, blood, this shit be happening on TV. One of y'all doing that on purpose. Y'all like, I'm gonna wait till the next time he put it on the screen and make the numbers move. Y'all see that? So this is kind of like real life fundraising. If any, what I tell you, you see that? It just moved again, bruh. Who playing with me? Keep playing. Keep on, because I believe in the simulation. Y'all see me do the simulation dance?
Hey, I don't want to take you off track, but I do want to get into, simulation theory. I want to know what your perspective is on it.
Oh, I definitely believe.
But you ain't never went into it. Like, it's different perspectives on it. And you ain't never got your perspective on it.
Because I be having to separate game, though. Because I be with the Amara squad, and we only be dealing with facts and sourceable material. So when I make my presentation, I can't deal with nothing that ain't that I can't source. But this ain't Amara squad right here. This my shit show. You feel me?
That's what I'm finna ask you. So who is you right now? Who's the nigga that I can ask? Is the rap god? Is it casual?
I mean, no, I'm saying.
I need to talk.
I'm saying
to the guy that want to talk to me about
any of them, bruh. Any of them. That ain't what I meant. I meant like the main reason I got on platforms talking knowledge is when I was representing a debate squad called the Amara Squad. That's all I meant. And so in my discourse,
I'm clowning.
Yeah, I know. I sense the humor, but in my discourse, I never took the time to do that. But now we done got the 219 BNB. So I'm kind of hypey before we go into the simulation.
What's up? I'll donate. What?
It ain't a donate. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Blood, please understand.
I don't know the terminology.
All right, but even though I want you to feel me, anything that ever fell into the donate category, this ain't that. What you get from this could possibly go up in value immensely. So you contribute, I appreciate it. But donations is one direction. You feel me? You don't get nothing back from a donation half the time.
And I apologize for saying it like that too, because that defeats the whole purpose. So you right.
Yeah, but no apologies needed. I appreciate you. But we was about to go in on that simulation theory. Man, I don't care what nobody be saying.
But hold on, you finna walk? Are you finna? I'm finna put in 10 right quick. You gonna walk me through it or what?
Okay, but it's gonna be kind of hard. So I gotta give you some prerequisite steps. So meaning this, like you gotta set up a wallet first, and that's just stuff like putting in your password. So I'm gonna send you the link, and then by time you got your password and set up, we could come back to it every time you got a step set up. You see what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
So I'm about to start you off with this. Yeah, and mainly why you're going to need this wallet is because you're going to get some tokens back for your contribution. And when them tokens go live in 7 days, they actually going to be tradable on the market. So no one going to lie or gas you up and say what we know what them tokens going to do. That's irresponsible. But I'm just saying, bruh, you know how I'm saying? You can't say certain stuff, but you got to be like, bruh, just think about it. It's only 90,000. I mean, 90,000, bro. That's so small. 90,000 in our market capital right now. Most cryptos got into the millions. So if we reach that, we'd be doing really good. So I'm about to send you this. It's called Trust Wallet. You use an iPhone or Android?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I'm on my phone right now with you. Would it be better if I did it from my tablet or do it from my phone? You think it'll mess up if I do it from my phone?
Which one you is gonna be like this in events in the future? Which one you want your crypto wallet on? You feel me? If you want it on one that's more secure or one that's more mobile.
All right, let me. I'm finna jump on my tablet and jump on the Zoom, and then I'm gonna use my phone to set up the wallet.
It's good. It's good. I'm just gonna be here building, and I just shared the link. I'll keep it real, bruh. Hey, I don't want to mildew on you, so grab that link because I feel like I'm about to mildew in a few minutes. You feel me? Like I'm gonna go bad and want to turn off the stream because I normally at about 3 hours I be having to turn it off, and sometimes I just be getting the spirit. I just erase the whole video. It just be coming over me like forget that video. So I ain't gonna mildew on you. What I'm about to do is provide you with a link to where we could talk after this is over. You see what I'm saying?
I heard you.
If you mess with that, it's this group you see me opening up right now. It's 414 people. Are you in our Telegram group?
No, I'm not.
Blood, join. Don't not join. You sound like you're not about to join, bro.
I'm trying to set up my tablet right quick and trying to follow what you're saying at the same time. That's all.
Oh, okay. I'm saying you sound like I don't want to hear no shit about no group. Tell me right now, bro.
So I'm looking for the link. The link is I'm on YouTube.
Okay. I put it into the Zoom.
All right, I can.
I ain't got the YouTube open because it'll give me feedback on my TV.
So I need the.
You look in the Zoom chat, you're gonna see 2 links, but they easy enough. One is called Trust Wallet, just the normal spelling, and the other one you can find at our hieroglyphics page. When you get the Trust Wallet, you're gonna be able to. You get the Trust.
Drop the Zoom link off in the YouTube because it's not showing the link no more. It won't let me scroll up to it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I will do that, and for other people too. Invite, copy link. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Will? I see you. Will, if you want to get a word in, just unmute your mic. If you just chilling, if you got questions or anything, let me know. If not, we just building. But I did. Okay, who is that right there? Did somebody just say something, or am I going crazy?
No, I heard somebody say something. It sounded like a female too.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I know I ain't going crazy. Oh, this Discord is happening right now, so I got to get off of this. We going into a Discord group called. Right now, we about to go into a Discord group of investors called Join Coin. So I think it's joincoin.club. Hello, who is Will? How you doing, Wilbur?
I'm doing okay.
Huh? You grabbed your somebody grabbed their parents' phone, dude, and logged into the Zoom or something. Sound crazy underage and damn near almost gonna make me stop this.
You can just mute him, bro.
I'm 17.
Oh, don't worry about it. Okay. That's cool. Thanks for supporting the movement and make sure you get you some Hierocoin. All right, so I told you, see, we got to get that up out of here. Hold on, remove. So I just kicked Wilbur up out of here. Didn't mean to, but start screaming. So I got to go get over to this meeting, but it's at joincoin.club inside of Discord. And we're going to be, they're actually walking people through buying Hierocoin right now. I think that's probably who was moving these numbers already. Look, 224. Oh, that's who moving the numbers. Them some real investors, bruh, and they solid. I'm going to get in that group right now because they about to make us hit 250 tonight. We just hit 224. So I'm going to get, you to see them links I put in there, family?
I'm trying to see them right now. I don't see them.
In YouTube, look.
It's in YouTube?
Yeah, let me see. I put the one for the Zoom, but I'm going to put the joincoin.club. It's joincoin.club on Discord, though. But it started at 6, and they moving my numbers, so I need to get up out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Let's make this shit some real shit, not nothing fake. Forget it. I ain't got to not be myself. Let's make this 100, and let's get it popping. Peace. I'm out of the Zoom, and I'm going to Discord. Peace.